I love you, black man.
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 Black man, I love you.
Dear black man, I love you.
I love you. I appreciate you.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. What's going on, everybody? What's happening? What's going on? It is Flipping Tables with BMU and your boy Lit. However, they are going to be in later on. It's going to be right now, me and Mr. Bennett taking over. What's going on, Mr. Bennett? How you doing, brother?
I am doing well. I am officially starting the countdown in 2 weeks. Marriage season number 27 will be in the books.
Oh,
and for
man.
marital season 28. So we start the countdown. And definitely looking forward to, festivities that are going to be coming up and, ending it on a positive note. But yeah, it's been a great year and looking forward to starting the next one. So it's a good time.
So chapter 27. That's what
Chapter 27 is in 2 weeks, will be coming to a close.
Oh, man. That's crazy, bro. That's good. Congratulations, man.
Appreciate that.
Most definitely, man.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man.
How things going with you, man?
Oh, things are going pretty well, bro. It's going pretty well, man. No anniversaries to celebrate, but yeah, my youngest daughter, she is absolutely getting ready to graduate college, man.
Oh, congratulations, man.
Yeah.
Where'd she get a degree in?
Biochemistry.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Biochemistry. So that means she's going back to school. But yeah, this is we getting ready for a celebration. This is a tough one for her because she didn't get a chance to celebrate during the COVID, the COVID season, and high school, it wasn't a good prom celebration and none of that stuff.
Yeah.
So, even with the open house and stuff. So this is man, time is going so fast, bro. I'm like,
It
wow,
is. It really
year
is.
number 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we doing now, man.
Yeah. My last one, she'll be going into she's wrapping up her 3rd year. She'll be going in, but her last couple of years in high school was COVID, and she had a prom. It was kind of small in scale, but we made the best of it at the time. But she's definitely making up ground, so it's good to see her coming into her own. So
absolutely, that's pretty cool, man. Most definitely. So without further ado, man, I guess we'll just go ahead and we'll start slowly bringing the people up on the panel so we can get this party started. Again, Black Man he'll be coming in shortly. Yeah, that's why we had to go ahead and get this thing started right now,
Indeed.
man. So, first and foremost, you can call up the first person, man, if you want to.
So who we got here? Who we got in the back here? I'm trying to.
Okay,
I can't. I don't know if I have the same perspective
you-
that you can. So
Okay.
right, if you're the admin, so you probably see the people I can't.
Absolutely. So we're gonna bring the ladies up first, and
Sounds good.
yeah. Okay. So the first one we definitely will bring up is my homegirl, Embrace the Grace, coming up in the building. What's going on, homie? What's going on, girl? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Doing well.
Doing
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
See, you got your A game on tonight. See the colors, blue,
Always, Mr.
the blue.
Always,
I see
Mr.
the
Bennett.
the eyes highlighted with the blue. So she ain't playing tonight. So
Right. And the next one we're gonna bring up is the homegirl. Y'all all know her as calling the hoes out. Miss Take Heed to the Message. What's going on?
oh, see, blue's the color, man. I should have got the memo. I would have been rocking my. I saw the brothers in the video; they all had blue on, so
I loved it. I
missed the memo. I would have put the.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got hot and bothered watching that video. The land of chocolate.
You're not a
Oh
show.
man. And the third lady that we have coming up is going to be letting us know also about the wine of the night. We suppose I did it at the beginning of the show, but don't worry about it. We always can pull that one in. Everybody give it up for Miss Anissa.
Hi, everybody. Good evening.
Good to see
How you
you.
doing?
Good to see you. Doing well.
Great.
Absolutely. Then we have the fellas on the panel. You already know this guy. A lot of us already been knowing this dude for a very long time over here in Black Man Unfiltered. This is like my love-hate brother right here. I love to bring this brother up. Brother Clarence, what's going on, man?
Bro,
What's going on, JT? How you doing, man? What's going on, everybody on the panel, man?
Good evening.
Don't let JT.
Good evening.
We gave them backpacks away. JT snuck some money in there too. So don't
You
let
know
him.
it. You know it.
But he got to act like he don't like me. But yeah, he snuck us some money.
I got nothing but love for you, brother Clarence. I got nothing but love for you, bro.
What's going on?
Absolutely.
Same here, man. Same here. Thank you guys for inviting us over, man. Appreciate y'all, man.
Absolutely. And we have another gentleman that's over this way that has came over a couple of times, man. Everyone, show your love for Tony T. Biz. What's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Goes good, man.
How
Good
y'all
to see you. Good
Hey.
to see you.
All right. Okay. And everybody already know who this brother is right here. He's a boomer. He does not come over here. And you know what? I'm going to tell you right now. This week, he's been a little feisty. I've been seeing him on these panels, man. He's been getting up under people's skins. I'm telling you. But this dude is like the velvet teddy bear now. Got his beard growing out and everything, man. And if you get out of line, he will say,
"Are you out of your fucking mind? Are you crazy?"
I'm not going to make him famous today on the other thing, but everybody give it up for my man, R-Pay.
I appreciate it. I really do. Hey, good. Hello, everybody. It was
Good looking at you, man.
yesterday was nice. Anissa came on the panel yesterday, and she just brightened the whole room. And I said, oh man, I gotta elevate my game and shit. You know, I can't curse, I can't say all the you know the jokes I want to say. I gotta be a gentleman. Damn it. Nah, I really appreciate you coming up yesterday. That was good.
That's pretty cool.
Hello everybody. How you doing?
Good to see you, brother.
All right. Okay, so Anissa, you have to go ahead and give us what you have for the wine of the night. We're gonna let you have it.
Okay. So tonight's selection is called Saldo. Very simple bottle, Saldo. And Saldo is Italian for balance. So Saldo is Zinfandel. It's from the Prisoner brand, and some of you may be familiar, but Prisoner has a great array of red wines. So Saldo is a blended Zinfandel. It is 85% Zinfandel, Petite Syrah, and Syrah. The tasting notes are black cherry, blackberry, pepper, black licorice, baking spice, and chocolate. I would say this is an intense and bold Zinfandel, but what I like about it is that it's not very dry. I would say that it's a medium, along a medium line, which works for me. It's very drinkable, and it pairs well with grilled meats, barbecue, and spicy foods. So this is Saldo. This will be our last red as we move into spring. We'll be trying some Sauvignon Blancs and Rosé. So cheers. This is Saldo.
Cheers. Man, I got hungry when she was going over that list, man. I was like,
Yeah,
drinking it,
man.
black cherries and
Yeah.
licorice. I was getting hungry, man.
Black licorice and pepper and wow.
Sound good, right? Yummy.
I gotta see about the black licorice because I don't know what it is about black licorice. Does it just have a hint of it in there, or does it have a does it lead with it?
It must be very, very light because I can't stand black licorice. So it has to just be. I would not be able to drink it if I could taste it. Yeah.
It was probably one of the tannins that's in there. It sits in the background.
Right.
Yeah. So also I know Black Man has some videos. I do not see his videos that he have here, but the title of the show is Black Man. It's time to redeem the baby mothers. And that's with the flipping tables. If y'all don't know, it used to be Talk That Talk Tuesday, but now it's the flipping tables with him and Lost. And Lost is lost right now. I don't know where that brother is, man. Lost is lost in translation right now. Literally, you. But yeah, man. One of the things that me and Black Man also discussed was the whole thing about people talking about baby mama culture and things like that. And what we always talk about is this thing called shame. And shout out to the sets, but they talk about this thing called shame. And I know it's not so much as shaming mothers for being single moms, but it's shaming, I think, is more of the attitude that comes with it and the way that it's being pushed as far as breaking up families and things like that. So that's one of the things that we definitely had a conversation on. So one of the things I was looking for was the video that Black Man had that he was going to have, but I got to see if he do have anything in here, because I know he's on his way and he did not bring up any videos for the pre-show, so I'm not sure how that's going to go. But in the meantime, let me go back around and talk to my sister, Miss Take Heed to the Message. How are you doing, sister? What's going on with you? How's everything?
I'm doing just fine. Everything's all right. Family's okay. King is upstairs resting. He told me not to be too long because he needs a rub down. I won't be too long tonight.
Yeah. That's good. She got to tend to her king tonight, man.
And you know what? My wife wants you to be quiet because every time you say that, I call her upstairs too. So she say, "Hey, man, it's giving you these ideas." I said, "This lady named T. Take heed to the message."
Why you want to blame
you blaming it
on
Just like that was funny, man. You know what? Get up here, baby, right now.
Oh my God! And embrace
sorry,
the grace. Embrace the grace. How have you been doing, darling? How's
I'm
your
good.
night
I'm
going?
good. Highly favored. Blessed. I had a good trip last week. Went to Florida to handle some business. Very productive. So now I'm back. I'm back on the grind and keep it pushing.
All right. Okay. Everything's all right with the fam. Everything's all right with
Yep.
everybody else.
Everything's good. Son graduates in a couple months, and I'm still in shock that he's gonna be 18 next month.
It's that season, y'all. Y'all know it. It's that season. We're gonna
I still remember being pregnant. And he's 18. What's going on?
This is crazy. This is crazy. I can't believe my daughter's graduating. My youngest one is graduating.
The youngest one.
College. Yeah. I'm like, oh man, this stuff is going too fast. Slow down.
That means we
Somebody
getting old, JT.
Yeah. Next on the list is my man, Brother Clarence. How you doing today, Brother Clarence, man? How's everything going with you?
I'm doing good, brother. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. About yourself?
Right. Oh, everything is doing well over here, man. But how's that California weather doing? How's it treating you, brother?
Some of us may not be believers in God, man, but when I look out today and I walked out and I saw that beautiful sunlight and I saw that beautiful sky, I just couldn't help but say, man, God is good, man.
Thank you, Jesus.
Woo!
Indeed.
Woo! But other than that,
Clarence, it's the little things.
Yeah, it's the little things. It's the little things that make you rich. People think it's the big things or the things that you can put in your hand, but it's the things that you can't put in your hand that actually make you rich. But that's another story.
That's right. Indeed. That's right. People don't want to leave California, man. Even when I know family right now, man, that is not they know they need to leave, but they just like, I can't leave the weather. They like the weather is too beautiful, man.
That's what it is. But you know what makes it you want to leave California is the price. Everything it's so expensive to live out here, but man, it's worth it. It's worth it. Man.
I hear you. I hear you. You say that sun is a little expensive, but don't worry about it. God got you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
And next on the list is my man, Antonio T. Biz. What's going on, brother? How's everything going, brother?
Oh, it's going pretty good. Busy, but what day is not busy? So
that's right.
That's how it is.
Man. Yeah.
Rest when your eyes close for the final time.
That's true. Very true.
Absolutely. Most definitely, man. But yeah, Mr. Bennett.
Yes,
have
sir.
you been watching the news? Have you been watching the politics, bro? They're getting ready to get everybody. Who do you think is going to win? They're getting ready to have everybody against Biden, everybody against Trump. Who are we going to have? And
it's too early. That's like I'm the worst with predictions. Like anytime I do March Madness, I'm usually out in the first round. So I'm terrible with prognostication. So I got to get into like the summer, before I can really start sort of dialing it in and taking the temperature. But at this point, I just I'm not as dialed in. But we know who the folks going to be. And so, there's going to be the oldest election ever. That I can guarantee.
Oh, you put down about it
again.
Yeah. So it may be like who lasts more so than who wins.
I think it's about to be
even money might be on who survives more so than who wins. So, but it is what it is, man. But it's going to be a wild ride. It's going to be a wild ride.
Who's going to run out of campaign money? That's
it's something.
Because it's definitely about to get, man, it's gonna get rough. By the time when we get closer and closer to November, they just gonna take out the stops, man. Y'all get ready. It's gonna be some commercials out here. I think it's gonna be so bad where they gonna be borderline cussing. That's how bad I think it's gonna be because they've been dreading this time to come, and everybody. So the whole thing right now on the Biden thing is that he's too old. That's their whole thing is that he's too old. But I don't think that they're gonna win with that either. He has a lot of followers still. He has a lot of people supporting him too. When I'm looking at what's going on, you can still see that there are people that still stand behind him. But what's that lady that's there that's still in the runnings? They said that she has a good chance at least getting there to
she's out.
It's gonna be
Nikki Haley.
She's out.
Oh, she out. Yeah, she bowed out.
God,
Yeah, after Super Tuesday,
she already out.
Yeah, she was already done. So,
so we're just gonna have
That
idiot
was-
one,
that-
idiot
that
two.
was- that
That's
was
what
a
it's going.
plan. So
It's going to be the lesser of the two evils.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be terrible, man. I don't think this is gonna be a good turnout, y'all. I don't think it's gonna be a good voters turnout. But have you guys seen any of the proposals in your state? Has anybody seen those yet? Any policy?
We're still not going around with me and Anissa didn't get our chance to.
Oh no, I'm not. No, I'm not going around with you, bro. I'm disappointed in you this week. No, I'm just playing with you, Mr. Payne. I'm sorry, brother.
I hear you talking, man. I hear you talking.
Hey, can I ask a question? JT,
Yes,
can I
sir.
ask a
You
question
can ask a great
of
question.
everybody in the panel?
Yes, sir.
Since the show is called Redeeming the Baby Mama, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming we're talking about the black baby mama, right? I'm assuming in our little circle here, we're focusing on that baby mama.
So you can't, this is something that Black Man came up with. So it's always a twist. And when he comes up, he leads with different ways on how to get the topic going. And I can tell you right now, it's just not going to be on just black baby mamas and something like that.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah, it's not going to be that surface. Trust me.
But I want to ask a question though.
Go ahead.
Because the title of the show, and that's just getting everybody's opinion at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a woman? Is there a baby mama that does not deserve to be redeemed? Is there one we can say this woman right here is out of bounds of being redeemed?
You know what?
I would have been happy to get my little opening statement before we went into the mix. You know what I'm saying? I feel left out.
But we're gonna bring it to you, and then you can put both of them
Actually,
together.
it's a good question, but it'll be a good question after I get my opening statement.
You will lead with it, and you will lead with it. So go ahead, Mr. Payne. It's on you, brother.
No, that's a good question. I really do believe that's a good question, and I think that question is one of the questions we're going to talk about tonight. I can guarantee you that. So it's a good question and BMU is going to flip it on his head. I had a nice show going last night. He came on. And he turned into anything. He turned it into anything he wanted. So,
like whatever happened to thank you, and then it went all over.
So
Man,
I can guarantee you that question is going to be on front and center. The only thing I wanted to say, and it's real short, we were talking about affirmation, how much men need affirmation from their women in their lifetime. Their wives telling them something good.
Yep.
And because women kind of expect that. So I'm gonna land it here. So this morning, my wife calls me up 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning. She said, listen, we ran out of eggs. I'm going to go make you some breakfast. So I said, yeah, I'm going to go buy some eggs and this and that. What else you want? So she's going to get in the car, go to the store. So I said, you know what? I really appreciate that, because I'm thinking about last night. And I might have said one or two words too thick. And she went into a belly laugh that I can't see. Just started laughing. I said, wait a minute. I'm pouring some shit out to you. And she's belly laughing on the phone like, oh, my wife is crazy. That's why I love her, man. I said, you know what? We had a show last night and I'm saying all this shit. You over here belly laughing when I'm trying to tell you something nice. And she's pretty cool, man. I love that. That was really funny. So natural. I said, okay, no more affirmation for you, baby. None. Hey, but anyway,
You've changed. It's the beard. You've changed.
Well, I didn't meet you before. It's going to be a good show, but remember that question because we're going to get back to it.
Hey, so
Okay.
wait, you were trying to use a new way of showing some affirmation to your wife?
No, it wasn't new. It was just, and it wasn't really planned. Because, hey, listen, when's the last time your woman woke you up at 7 o'clock and said, I'm going to the store to get you something for breakfast?
Oh, okay.
Right. So I was just trying to give her a little bit of flowers. You know, maybe I laid it on a little bit too thick. But the belly laugh was, it was funny as hell. I said, how are you laughing at me? She said, well, I'm waiting for the shoe to drop at the end of this.
Man.
Will you really tell me how you feel? She's a trip. And these are the keys to a 36-year-old marriage. Anyway, it's just a side story. That's all.
Oh, okay. All right. I like the beard also, man. So, Anissa, you did not get a chance to tell us how you was doing. So let me go there.
I'm doing lovely. I'm doing wonderful. No complaints whatsoever. It was a good day.
Okay. It was good. She got a wine now, so whatever if it was, it's good now.
I'm happy either way, right?
She didn't even have to use her AK.
Grace had a glass also. What are you sipping on?
A red wine.
Okay.
Always drink red wine.
That's it.
Nah.
You just saw Anissa how she lays it down.
I'm not into wine like that.
She gives you the notes, the undertones.
No, I could bring you the bottle, but it ain't that serious, Mr. Bennett.
The bottle, then give us something. I'm drinking red wine. That could be grape juice over there. I don't know.
Now, if you talk to me about sports and other stuff, then we can get into it. But wine, I just. Somebody turned me on to this. I like it. That's all I buy till I find something else.
I have some
you in a
Mad
club?
Dog 2020.
She's in a club. She's serious with her wine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Is it several clubs or just one?
It's just one. Well, with my girlfriends from school. So we started we all like wine, but we started doing the virtual tastings during COVID because we couldn't get together. So we started doing it, virtually, and then it just kind of went from there. But a couple of my girlfriends are actually studying to become sommeliers. Okay. So yeah, some of them are like really.
What?
Sommelier? Which basically is like a
sommelier.
wine.
I thought you said the term Somalians.
No.
Yeah, it's not a lot of
masters. Study to be one of those.
Sommelier.
You don't need to study. You just go over there. You'll find out real fast.
See, I didn't want to take Anissa's thunder. This is her thing, but since y'all insist, of course it's an Italian red wine. It's a sweet wine, and it's a Castello de Pugli. And it's sweet. I don't like dry wine. I don't. This is very sweet, and it's awesome, and it's good with steak. That it's with a good ribeye.
Let me tell you about. Hey, listen, embrace the grace. We're just happy you didn't pick up a box. We're just happy you didn't pick up a box of wine
on the end of
it. I don't have cases of wine.
That's what I thought she was going to put
That's
out.
an ignorant question for the wine people.
That's on the week. That's Saturday night. Crack the bottle open on my Saturday night show.
There you go.
She's like, it has 20% alcohol and 20% juice.
Can I just ask a question? And again, pardon my ignorance here, because I am a lifetime teetotaler. JT, that's your word for the night. Teetotaler. Teetotaler. Yes, I'm a lifetime teetotaler. So I know very little about wines or whatever. So what does it mean when you say a dry wine versus, I guess, a wet wine? What does that even mean? I have no idea. I've never taken a sip of wine in my life.
Really? Okay. Generally, it can go into the percentage of alcohol and also the grapes. and also how it was made or how it was aged.
Mhm.
So all of that contributes to the dryness or whether something is, is sweet.
But when you say dry, it's how it tastes. Does it? Are you still thirsty? I mean, I literally, I've heard the term, but I never know what it meant. I'm sorry.
It's the
Right.
difference between
So,
sweet
yeah,
and non-sweet.
a dry is probably going to have a little bit more alcohol and less sugar. So, of course, a sweet wine is going to have a higher percentage of sugar, and it's going to probably have a little less alcohol.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, sometimes when things are, I don't like really, really dry, because it, it makes your mouth pucker like that. Like I don't like it that dry. I kind of like it medium to sweet.
Right.
Yeah. Like Merlots, Malbecs, those are dry. I don't like dry. Yeah, that's an acquired taste.
Dry.
I do like red Merlot though. I do like red Merlot. I do like.
So if I drank a whole bottle of dry wine, will I still be thirsty at the end?
You probably would be.
And you'll be tipsy too, Mr. Bennett.
Yeah, you'll be tipsy, but you probably will be thirsty.
No, I'll get tipsy.
And you'll
off the
instantly
fumes.
grow a
I'll get tipsy off the fumes. That's how dry I am.
So yeah, while we also wait, let me give a shout out to the folks that's in here also.
Oh, absolutely.
Randy. Salute to you, Randy, for coming in. We have Amin Eyes that came in. My man, Black David, CBN. That's my man, Tech Talks. What's going on with you, brother? We got the Intelligent Soapbox. What's going on, man? What's popping with you? As you guys know, we already know we got Nisa in here, Grace the Grace. And guess what? My man, Our Pain, had gifted 5 what is these? These are memberships. Gifted 5 memberships. So 5 lucky people. Whoever got those memberships, please make sure that you take care of those memberships. And every month, you already know what you have to do. So please keep in mind, those are for you, complimentary of Marriage and Politics. We also have Access Entertainment that's in here. Salute to you. Salute to, I already said Randy. Oh, man, my girl. Beautiful Animated. Salute to you, sister, for coming in here. Andre Terry, what's going on, man? Salute to you.
Terry, you got that new running back. You got Saquon.
Yeah. Wait. Saquon is...
Saquon got from the Giants to the Eagles. So.
Oh, no. I didn't know that.
He went to the enemy. So.
Oh, okay. Damn. All right. My man, Von Bryant. Thank you. And peace to you. Salute to you, brother. Absolutely. And we also have, is it Ine? Kenya? I think that's how you pronounce it. Anybody? Did I say it right? Ine? I think it's Ine. Something like that. But I'm pretty sure if it's not, then just write it in the comments on how to pronounce it. Is it any?
Yes.
Okay, any. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Okay.
Who else we got in here, y'all? We also have, I think that is it for right now. Don't forget, folks, to
hang on. You can't leave some of my brothers out. We got Blaze McCrory, who be up in here. Trey Ferg, what's going on?
They must be further down. Yeah, Trey Ferg is in the building.
Trey Ferg is in the building.
OG was also out there with me, man, yesterday. Later on, shit, man, that's why I'm so damn tired now. We was on my man Freezy, No Cap with Freezy, and we was on there till about 4 o'clock in the damn morning. Man, it was deep, man. It was deep.
Right,
Y'all be having brother talking.
That was a good show.
Yeah. We got Blaze McCrory. Did I say that right? McCroy? I think that's how you pronounce it. I always mess up your last name, man, but salute to you, brother. And where was the other one?
So we got brother Anton.
We had Corey Joe.
Yep.
Salute.
Yep.
Yeah. And oh man, Anthony T. Biz, which is on the panel right now, man. Salute to you also. And did I get everybody?
No, I got Information Man also swung on through. Alexander X also swung through. Good to thanks for joining us tonight. Travel One is also in the building tonight. So so we got Big Ant 11 also coming through. So so we
always
got
coming through. Big Ant.
Yeah, these are man, salute to everybody that comes over here and that's over here that's really, really doing his thing. And then Black Man, he brings his butt with his late butt coming in. Salute to you, Black Man. You supposed to be on the other side of the damn show.
Right. Well, lastly, let me also shout out to Bolo TV. Salute to Bolo TV. He stopped on through here tonight also. Good to see you.
Oh, Bolo TV, yes. Salute to you
sir.
too, brother.
One of the early ones when I first started watching some of the Black YouTube. He's one of the main guys out there. So appreciate his content also. And his elegant voice, his soft voice, the way he would express his terms and everything. He would speak with that gentle authority he would always speak with. So shout out to you, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you out there.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. So, shout out to everybody that's coming in and the people that are on their way over this way also. Most definitely. But yeah, I'm not a wine connoisseur. I'm not. I used to be a bourbon and a whiskey, connoisseur, but yeah, I had to kind of like slow down on that because did you used to go to a lot of the wine tastings? Do you still do, Anissa?
Actually, I do. I actually love an event in Miami that they have. They have a couple of events. If you've never been to the Wine and Food Festival, they have in February. And then I just learned about they have World Wines. I think it's at the end of February, maybe the first part of March. So it's wines from all over the world. But I used to just be a white drinker. That's all I would drink because I was like, reds are just too dry. I didn't like it. But through my girlfriends, I started expanding my palate. So I actually enjoy them, but I don't think I could just drink them year round. I think when the seasons change and it gets hot, I like a lighter, white, sweet. So yeah, that's how it all got started.
Okay, I'm not even nowhere near that advanced. I got a couple of them. I've been to a couple of, and yeah, I mean it's cool to get your, to actually get some information on the different wines and stuff like that.
It's very interesting, especially how they're made. But yeah, like you guys like that brown liquor and bourbons, and I don't see how y'all drink that. That is just like, ugh.
And tequilas.
Gasoline. That is an acquired taste, definitely. Can't do it.
It is absolutely.
Yeah.
And especially like now, I didn't really started drinking. I never drunk tequila until I started going to places like Miami, in Florida, and then over in Mexico and stuff like that, and all, tasting all the different ones because I didn't really like tequila like that until
I didn't either.
Yeah.
And now they got it's kind of growing and different flavors and stuff they have now.
Oh, big time.
So I want to do a tequila tasting one day.
Yeah. But yeah, you have to be careful.
Yeah.
Go to those tastings on a empty stomach because it's gonna get you. When I was in Florida and we went to a wine tasting, it was too hot for one. And I went we did a bourbon taste and a whiskey taste, and I was like, I need to go take me a nap. I slept for the rest of that day. That was it. I wasn't even trying to get back out there like that.
Right.
But yeah, man. So I'm not sure how far Black Man is, but I think, let me see if I can get him to tell me if he have a video that he wants to be shown.
Or if not, we can entertain Clarence's question.
That's just what I was going to say.
Even though Black Man may flip the whole thing. He may flip the table when he comes in here, but we could probably entertain the question while he's
absolutely. Let's entertain that question. Don't worry about Black Man. He'll take care of his
while I'm trying to contact him right quick.
Yep. So who goes first? We should make the guy who asked the question go first.
Yeah. What was the question again?
The question is there a Black woman that is not worth redeeming? Since the title of the show is it's time to redeem the baby mama, I would say that the way that it's worded would be kind of in jest to mean that it's there's women out there that are beyond redemption. And so I'm asking, does anybody here believe that there's anybody beyond redemption, especially a baby mama?
Yeah, I'll
My
go
answer is
first.
no.
That's a
You
tough
want the women
one.
to go first? You want the women to go first, or what?
Yeah, they can go first.
Okay, I'll go first. Don't nobody jump in at once. I'll go first. As a Christian, I'm nobody to judge because we all have done our fuckery. But at the same time, there are some times when I can see one, I could even see two, because a child needs a sibling. But when now you're getting into 4, 5, 6, and you got 3, 4 different baby daddies, and you're using these child as pawns, and you're not allowing these children to be with their daddy, and you're just causing more harm and damage and trauma. I don't, what is there to redeem? Because now it takes us, the village, to help raise these children and pay for these children. And the burden falls upon us. Nobody helped me. I only got one and I'm done. But when, I remember one day when I was at Walmart and the lady had one in the carry, one in her hip, one in front of her, one in her belly, and one in the stroller, and got everything for free. And I'm here working 3 jobs just to try to make it, but you get all of that for free. And that's when I get in my feelings and want to be a Republican, because I believe in helping people. But come on, man. You got to know when to say when and stop, because if you know you can't afford 2 kids, why would you have 4, 5, 6 and bring these children into this world in a hostile environment with no daddy and just scraping every day? You're working 3 jobs. These kids are left home alone, and as a mentor and as a coach, the burden falls upon us to make sure they got a ride to practice, so they make sure they've eaten. I'm doing your job. So yeah, I think I'm going to say there's some that shouldn't be redeemed, but as a Christian, I'm going to have to say we should have room to redeem everybody, because we're no one to judge. There's only one person or spirit that can judge that baby mama, and that's God. So I'm going to land it there. I digress. My mic is muted.
Can I ask a question? Because you said a couple things that kind of like, for me, I don't know anybody else, but for me, kind of conflicted. First,
Okay.
you said that there's some women that shouldn't be redeemed. Then you said, as a Christian, everybody should be redeemed. So I'm conflicted.
It is conflicted. You're absolutely right. That's why I said it's a hard one. But at the end of the day, I'm no one to judge. I sometimes feel no, there is no fucking redemption. Fuck you and all your fuck them kids and all of that. But what I try to do, and those kids didn't ask to be here. But we need to do better in educating and sex education, giving more resources, not allowing the Plan B. The Plan B now can be sold to underage girls. I mean, we're making it too easy. We don't shame enough. You remember back in the days when somebody got pregnant, they got shipped off to the country until they gave birth, and nobody knew what was wrong, what happened. And then they sitting in the front pew of the church. They going to school, walking around. It's like, it's okay. It's the norm. And women nowadays would rather be a baby mama than a wife. Where they do that at? I didn't grow up in that era. But it's the norm now. If you don't get pregnant, then you ain't doing something right. You're in the wrong. You're a square. So you're right. I am conflicted. It is contradictory. But at the end of the day, I'm a nobody to judge somebody. But it pisses me off, because at the end of the day, all us working people have to pay taxes to take care of somebody that we should just close your damn legs. I'm not saying stop having sex, but stop bringing babies into the world that we going to end up taking care of. That's all I'm saying. But you're right. It is contradicting and it is conflicting to me, because I have to do the Christ-like thing, and that is not to judge and help versus not redeeming somebody. So you're right. I agree with you. It is contradictory.
Just asking.
I'm just saying.
Thank you for that.
Can I ask you a question,
Love.
Brother Clarence?
Yes,
What
sir.
what do you mean by redeem?
Well, like based on like the sister was just saying, right? So there's women that because they have made some social errors and they have children out of wedlock and by multiple fathers, they are not deemed worthy of the same respect and opportunities to re-establish themselves in a more positive situation. That's what I mean by redeeming them, right? Because they are now deemed outside of the limits of what respectable people would do, right? This person has, 10 kids by 15 baby daddies, right? So that's outside of the limits of what we would deem them as. So we had somebody that came along to say, wait a minute, all of y'all made mistakes. All of y'all. I'm here. I'm going to wipe everybody's slate clean. And on top of wiping your slate clean, I'm going to give you a staircase to heaven, right? All you got to do is be willing to do the work to walk up there, right? So that's what I mean by redeeming, because sometimes we can use the world or society, American society's viewpoint when they classify somebody as worthy of this and worthy of that. We can use that, but if we don't have our own connection to God's way of thinking, we can fall out of that. We fall into the, American society way of doing. Oh, you don't have enough money. You're broke, so you're a bad person because you're broke, right? Or whatever, right? So that's what I mean when I say redeeming.
Okay, but you also had mentioned, you said opportunities. And so again, I want to get a little more fleshed out about opportunities for what?
Opportunities in particular, the opportunity to reevaluate herself, readjust herself, find out where she may be doing things that might be pointing her in the wrong direction as far as the society's norms would be. And then as far as attracting the right type of man for her, because a lot of times people will say, well, because you're a baby mama, you are just outside of don't even think about jumping back into the sexual marketplace. Don't even do it, right? You have no right to do that. When sometimes some of us have to go through these things to learn and make us a better person, right? So that's what I mean, opportunities. And that's the main opportunity I'm talking about, because a lot of guys would just say, well, we got to exclude them from the sexual marketplace. And I disagree with that.
So Brother Ben, if you don't have any more questions,
no, go
you
ahead.
got some more questions?
No,
I do. Before the ladies, if y'all want to go first, I'd like to address some of that stuff, because there's so many layers to all of this. There's layers to all of it. I mean, one of the problems we make is that we think it's a one-size-fits-all situation. If you're Black and you're not 2 years old, every single one of us in our families have a scenario that we're talking about. Almost every single one of us. And the people who have been in that pickle, in my family, I love them. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about grace, I don't think it's grace. I mean, not grace, but forgiveness and all that judgment. Some of it is not ours to give if we don't understand the Bible. But the truth of the matter is, there are women who eliminate themselves from the best men. And that's true. But that's not even that deep. It just makes sense. If I'm a dude on my grind and I'm single and I don't have no kids and I got a future that's out of this world, and I got the choice of a nice honey who don't have no kids and one who has one, I'm picking a nice honey, even if everything else is equal. That's kidless, childless, even if everything else is equal. That's just a human nature kind of thing. That doesn't condemn the baby mama. right? Because sometimes I don't even care what her circumstances is. She could be a divorcee, she could be a widow, she could be this. I just don't want to start my family with any extra baggage that I have to. So I mean, some of this stuff is really not as deep as we try to make it. Now, the chick who stood up in this thing that we all know about, who said, I got 7 kids and I'm looking for a high quality man. First of all, is it possible for shit to happen for her the way she wants? Yes. But is it probable? Absolutely not. Not for a man. See, because if she says she gets a high quality man and he still marries her, he ain't high quality. Because no man at the top of his game will ever take on a woman who left her husband, not because of domestic violence, not because of anything. She just got bored. I said, you know what? I'm tired of his peeing. I want some other peeing. Why would I marry a woman like that? I would
But do you
never
think
marry.
most women are leaving their husbands because
No.
of
I
that?
didn't say most. This is just one example. But there's a lot of women who leave their husbands for that. The Tia marriage situation is all you need. She got a grandstand on the national stage because she left her husband because she wasn't happy. And everybody gave her a pass. She should have been vilified and beat down.
Why?
Like she was the worst kind of woman in the world. That because she made a mockery of the vows. She made a mockery of the marriage vows.
Agreed. So when you say she should have been vilified and beat down, what exactly
beat down
do you mean?
physically. Not beat down.
What exactly? What exactly do
what
you
I'm
mean?
saying is, okay, what she's going through now is her comeuppance, because no man that she's looking for will ever do anything for her other than use her in the bedroom. And she ain't even that exciting.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that, but
you see where I'm coming from, brother, right? I'm trying to say,
no. I do see where you're coming from, but I just don't like using the one-offs as the rule, right?
No.
Well, this is what sounds like what we're doing, right?
No.
We're taking Tia Mowry and saying this is and I don't believe that she's a minority in the single women out there.
No,
she's not.
No, since no fault divorce was passed, most of the divorces are based on women leaving guys over frivolous bullshit.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about having being in a position where opportunity should be locked out. I don't think.
What do you mean? How do you mean? What do you mean by that?
I mean, in other words, I feel like a lot of women make these mistakes,
right?
But a lot of times they learn from it. They learn, and they actually become better women behind going through some of these different snags that they go through. They actually become better women. Okay. That's what I'm saying. I don't see that progression in her life yet. But what I'm saying is,
can I say something to your better woman thing? She just found a stupider man. Most women they became better women. They just found a man. Listen, there's so many men out here that'll take women any way they come to them. It sounds like they've been redeemed. I don't know if that's true or not. You can't make that conclusion. You know, you really can't make that conclusion by saying a woman went through some hardship and all of a sudden she's a better woman.
No. I'm not saying that though. I'm not saying that. Oh, well, just because she went through something hard, she's learned her lesson. No, sometimes it takes a couple of times. I'm saying if there are women out there that have gone through things and become better people behind going through what they went through, because their motive for going through that was totally different than when they came out on the other side.
Well, okay, so let me ask you a question, brother. So what you're saying is that women can be redeemed?
Of course.
Okay, so that's the answer. But I don't like your explanation on why. I agree with you about they can be redeemed, but it's a whole lot deeper than I think you're saying.
Do you think men can be redeemed?
Of course.
Well, how can it so easy of an answer for men and such a hard answer for women?
No. But my answer for women is, of course, they could be redeemed.
Oh,
But
okay. All right.
redemption doesn't mean you get what you want.
Well,
See,
I
that's
mean,
the
I
deal.
didn't say that.
No.
I
But
never
I'm
said that.
telling you, I just want to clarify myself that when you're redeemed, it doesn't mean that you get the things that you crave. Part of your redemption is that you'll never get what you want, but you still got to become a good person.
There you go. Now we agree on that. Because
There you go.
sometimes when you make a mistake like that, you're chasing something that you shouldn't be chasing, right? And you have to go through some things to find out, hey, that's not even anything. I talked before when I first came on about the sunlight out here. That was
Okay.
worth just waking up and getting out of bed this morning.
I
Everything
agree.
else was just cake on top of that, right?
Yeah,
But see,
I agree with that.
we have that kind of perspective to be able to say, okay, so and when you don't have that perspective, because the American society and the media will give you a perspective, they're always telling women that they're bad, that they're losing. Are you too big? You too skinny? You don't have the right clothes. You don't have the right car. You don't have the right shoes. He didn't give you a ring. You need a ring. You don't have this. You don't have that. You know, he didn't take you to this restaurant. Oh, you don't value. They always telling women, and us as men too, that we're wrong. That we're lacking something. We lacking. You lacking. You lacking. You lacking. You lacking. To sell you
You're kind of
something, right?
losing me a little bit. Let me tell you, man. Women don't need nobody else in society to tell them about their delusional selves. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people just talk themselves into that, and men have their own psychosis. We got to be careful on how we say all that. Yeah, I mean, we're all under the social programming. But getting back to the point, listen,
You agree with me then?
when a woman would, no, I'm gonna end it here, and we can move on to somebody else. The lady with 7 kids. I started getting more detail about her, but she was married. But I really want to say I really don't believe all 7 kids is that man's. But that's another matter. Okay, but let's just give her that grace. Okay, let's give her that grace. She gets rid of a man, and this is just her example. She gets rid of a man who didn't beat her, didn't mistreat her. She got 7 kids from him, but she just got bored with him, and so she wants something more exciting. The issue is not because she's stupid enough to go back in the marketplace. The real issue is that she actually thinks that her value is such that somebody who's got their shit together is going to want to take on her and 7 fucking kids under 12 years old. That's the real issue. And the lady who told her that, listen, you can go back to that guy who gave you those kids. She's getting hate mail. You know, so all I'm just trying to say is that's where the world is messed up. That lady had no business standing up and even making that request. And the fact that on tonight's conversation had people clapping for her is the travesty. That's the travesty of the Black community. You know,
that's one woman though.
No, it's not one woman. It's a metaphor for a lot of women out there. Are you kidding
I will
me?
give you that as a metaphor. I wouldn't say a lot, but it's definitely enough to make enough
that's
to
good.
make
I'm glad you're on the panel. So because we got some difference of opinion, we're gonna have to explore.
Oh yeah, man.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Love you, brother Payne. Let's not waste it all right now. Let everybody else go.
All right.
You got it, man. I hear you.
Yes, sir. Any of the other sisters want to answer?
Brother Anthony, are you still there?
Yeah, but he said sister, so I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Oh, okay. No, I just didn't want
you
to Scooter because
I don't roll those streets, man. So I'm gonna sit back and just wait till the females finish saying what they have to say.
All right.
I'll just chime in really quick. Biblically, if as Embrace said, no one is beyond redemption, if you think of it in biblical terms, but we're thinking of reality. And you can't negate the consequences of your choices.
Agreed.
There's consequences to being a single mother. There's consequences to being a single mother of several children by several different men. There are consequences to that you cannot negate. And they have to deal with those consequences, whatever those are. That's the downside to it. Some learn and some can change their ways and put the work in to be different. But oftentimes, what you really see is very few of them really learn from their mistakes. Especially, I mean, the ones I feel like learn stop at 1 or 2. When you start getting 5, 6, 7, come on. Like after that first one, how you get pregnant. So how did you get to 7 and 5 baby daddies? So changing that mindset and that heart set is where the difficulty is. Spiritually, they're not beyond redemption. I think it will take God to change their hearts and change their minds. But unfortunately, the consequences are still going to be there. You're not going to, that girl, that young lady that had the 7 kids, she's going to have to partner with a man that has about 4 or 5 kids. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. But that's going to be, she's not going to get the guy of her dreams. She may get someone, but it's definitely not going to be the guy of her dreams. So that's going to be a consequence that she's going to have to accept in her life. And plus, just being a single parent is so hard. I'm not a parent, but I know that raising children, from what I hear, is probably one of the hardest jobs ever. And I just can't imagine having to do all of that on your own. That was one thing about me. I always said I wanted the man to be there for everything. I want you to be there for every pain, every morning sickness, every labor pain, every day, every diaper change. Like, I want somebody there with me through the whole thing. I cannot imagine just going through that alone. And that alone ought to be a deterrent. So I don't understand that mindset. But again, it's the consequences you got to deal with.
So I want to
before you go take heed, Nancy, one thing before you go take heed.
Go ahead.
The one thing I really hate about that whole 7 ladies, 7 baby thing, first of all, the father of those kids didn't die. He's still in their lives. He's still in their lives. They just didn't talk about that part. His side of the story is silent because nobody gives a shit what a man thinks about. So we don't know what kind of impact this chick getting up, saying what she said, acting like she's a single baby mama, which she is not. Which she is not. On the big screen, that's the thing that bothers me the most. Somebody got to tell me this guy's dead, that he did something when he's in jail. If that guy's still alive and he got 7 kids, I can guarantee you he loves all 7 of them. Especially if you can't tell me why she left, other than the fact that she wanted to get some new peen. So this guy's being victimized in public by this woman. That's what she's doing. And nobody's talking about it but me as a fool, with Captain Morgan in my drink over here. So anyway, all I'm just trying to say, go ahead, take heed. Let me let you go.
So, to Grace and Anissa, y'all so nice. Y'all so nice. I'm glad I'm going last. So
go ahead.
So what it is that I was a baby mother. Okay, I was a baby mother, and my husband of 16 years he gave me mercy. He gave me mercy. And it takes a man to give you mercy to understand this whole scenario. Now, I'm going to share something with you. I always say this on my channel to all my brothers. I say this to them on my channel, is that our culture is 75% baby mamas and 44% baby fathers. Mm-hmm. Now, with that being said, if it's 75% baby mamas, and if you want to date within the culture, more than likely, some of y'all gonna end up with baby mamas. But you gonna pick your poison, because there are some baby mamas that they think that they are the cream of the crop. they have like 5 children, but they like, I'm the cream of the crop. You're going to do what I tell you to do, and that's what it's going to be. Those are the women you do not save. They have to just, they're going to be laid by the wayside. The women who can, even if they have two, and they're saying, I did this, I didn't handle this right, I did this wrong, but I want to have someone in my life. I want to be married. You know what I'm saying? If she can say that, I want to be married, and if she can say, I'm going to understand your program, I'm going to get on board with your program when you marry me or before you marry me, she's already in that understanding mindset that she's ready for change, then yes, my brother, redeem her. But there are some women, okay, and we're not talking biblically, there's some women that you just can't redeem because they're doing nonsense out here in these streets. So some of them, you're going to just lay them to the wayside. You can't save everybody. Just like in our culture, some of the people in our culture don't understand the assignment. You're going to have to lead them to the wayside. And the ones who understand the assignment, who want better for the culture, those are the ones who get on the train. So there's some baby mamas that you just going to have to lead them to the wayside. And there's some that's going to get on board with your program and want to follow you as king. And that's the ones that you redeem. Because just like our pain just got up here, was talking about the baby mama with 7 children, okay? Now, we don't know why she separated from her husband. We don't know that. But nowadays, it's
Good
like,
point.
you know what I'm saying? We don't know why. But nowadays, they will sit up here and say, I'm not happy. And then just decimate the family. I'm not happy. And then you come to a show and ask. This is how you know you done fucked up. Because you come to the show and you ask, oh, will I ever find a man of substance? No, heifer, you done messed up. You got 7 babies. 7 babies. You will not find a man of substance. You might as well go back and be with your husband, your ex-husband, or whoever you want to call them now. That's who you need to go back to and raise those children. Because if you thought in your mind that this man was not going to be, you was not going to be with this man for the rest of your life, you should have cut that off, having all those babies. You should have stopped at 1 or 2 and rethought the idea. But no, you kept laying up there having babies until you got to the 7th baby and you 33 years old. Baby, nobody taking you. See, people like to lie and say, oh, somebody's gonna, no, nobody's taking you. 33 with 7 babies? No, we ain't doing it. All I'm saying is that a mindset change needs to be done. If the woman
Agreed.
has a different mindset,
Agreed.
and she wants better, then yes, you redeem her. But don't you redeem those ones that tell you, oh, you ain't shit, you never was shit, you never will be shit. I'm the cream of the crop. Don't redeem her. Don't redeem her. Redeem the one that will come and tell you that I know I done fucked up. I messed up. Okay? I messed up. But listen, I'm ready to learn. That's the one
Agreed.
to redeem. That's it. I'm done.
Agreed. I just had one thing to say about that. I agree with you 99% of what you were saying. So the only thing that I wanted to mention is that men do this too. And men do this more times than women do it. That's why you have this baby mama issue. It's not and you have the divorce situation is typically women, right, according to the internet, but just men not sticking around for pregnancies. I mean, that's classic on us as men. That's something we got to work on. And I just want to throw that out there.
I just got to give a little pushback on that one.
Okay.
So if it is the men that is doing it, right? If it is the men, then
Yes.
it would be 75% for both of them. So what it is what's going on is that the women are fucking the same men. That's what's going on. That's why Pookie and Ray Ray be having like 10, 15 children, 20 children, 30 children. One guy was bragging that he got 43 children. So that's why you have all this going on. Because if it's the men, like you say it is,
Yes.
they supposed to be neck and neck. 75, 75 is supposed to be neck and neck. It's not.
That's if the men were sleeping with different women, right? The women are the ones sleeping with the men. They're the ones sleeping, but the men, like you said, the men are sleeping with they're sleeping with the same people. It's pretty much the same people sleeping with the same people, right? Typically. Okay, so they're getting the same group of the same proximity of people pregnant, and they're leaving. And
brother Clarence,
but they not meant to stay. Those are the ones I'm gonna share this with you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
The thing is that see, some people in our culture, and I know some people gonna get mad with me when I say this. Some of y'all ain't supposed to have babies. Y'all ones that get out here that don't want to take care of them kids. Y'all the ones that be on the corner doing nonsense. Y'all not supposed to have a bloodline. But because you look good on the corner and you doing nonsense and you got all the other homeboys hanging around you and you look like the big dog, all the women, they are drawn to you instead of being drawn to Steven, who's walking down the street to his car to go to work. We're drawn to the one that's on the corner that look good and he still live in his mama house. That's the one who have like 20 children in the projects. So that's the problem with our women too, because we're drawn to number 10. Like, okay, say we all got a list. It's 10 men, 10 women, right? So number 10 is the one who is the thug that got it, that everybody like admire him and all that, right? So all the women from 1 to 10 want him. But mind you, there's 9 other men on the list that they could have been to and would have had a beautiful pregnancy and would have had an amazing wedding and all that. But they want number 10 who live with their mama, who look good. Even Stevie J, y'all know Stevie J, okay? Even Stevie J get pussy. And he's an old Pookie and Ray Ray. And he's still getting that pussy. That doesn't even make sense.
And a marriage.
Well, okay. Take heed. Let me take it from here for a second, because
hang on. Before hang on. Everyone had a chance to go around, but again, we haven't heard from Anthony. I just wanted to make sure that he has an opportunity because he was waiting for the ladies to speak. Let him get his in, and then we can just circle back around.
Yeah, I'm staying. Thank you.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. Just join the conversation there, seeing how it was going. Well, when you look at this thing about redemption, it was kind of pointed out, and that's really kind of your sticking point, which is, what is redemption? What are we talking about when we're talking about redemption? Are we talking about redemption, on the socioeconomic level? We're talking about redemption on the spiritual level. I mean, when we say the word redemption, what do we mean? And the fact of the matter is, I'll push back on the object that not everyone will be redeemed. I believe the sister up top, Take Heed, said it. Everyone won't be redeemed. Even in the scripture, it tells you everyone won't be redeemed. Why? Because although redemption is offered to all, there will be those who won't take it. Lots of people are going to open their eyes up, and they'll be in the lake of fire, wondering how they got there. And the fact of the matter is because when redemption was offered, you neglected it. Scripture tells you, how will it be when you neglect so great a salvation? Where will you turn to next? Where will you go? Right? And that's just with the scripture. So when you understand that process and when you understand that piece, then all of a sudden everything else falls in place. You go to you seek to redeem those who can be redeemed. And for those who can't, you let it go. The scripture told Jesus sent his disciples out 2 by 2. They went out to go preach the gospel. Tell them the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Told them to go heal sick people, cast out demons in his name, and then come back. Right? So they left 2 by 2. They went to go do that. And he said, when you go do that, he said, if you enter a city and you stop and they want to hear what you have to say or whatever else, he said, then stay there, give them the gospel, and then leave. Give a blessing to them and leave. He says, but if they don't, and they don't want you to be there, he said, what? Don't sit up there and try to sit up there and prove your point and argue. No. He says, what? Wipe the dust off your feet and go on about your way and go to the next spot. Why? Because everywhere there's going to be people who want to hear and there's going to be people who don't want to hear. The reason why the community is in the position that it is, and you want to call it the community, I just call it the hood, call it whatever you want to call it. The reason why is because when truth was given early on, it was neglected. When the things that were told by the grandparents and parents going early on, all of those things fall by the wayside and they get neglected. Everyone right now can see. You used to go back in the day. You used to be able to go into the hood, walk down the streets, have no problem at all times of the hours of night, all times of the hours of the day. It didn't matter. It was the hood. What's the difference? What changed? Right? The neglection of truth, the neglection of the neglection of righteousness. Those things changed. When they changed and it was neglected because people would rather live in darkness and hate the light, then all of a sudden, hey, you have where you go where you can't even walk down the street when it gets dusk, right? You can't even be in that vicinity. Now all of a sudden, what you used to be able to wear and walk around with, now you can't wear certain colors depending on where you go. It's like, come on, man. This is my block, this is my block, this is my block, but you don't own nothing. You don't pay a tax on it, you don't do a thing with it, right? But yet and still, because you operate in darkness and not in righteousness, there is nothing there. Now, can people be redeemed out of that? The answer is yes. Are they willing to be redeemed out of it? Now, that's a different question.
Good point.
Because it all comes down to a person's heart. You can go directly to the hood and find good people. You can go directly to a hood. There are girls that are in the hood that don't have any children. There are girls in the hood. They might not be in a big grand scale of them, but they exist. Why? Because they've seen the debauchery and they've seen the foolishness that's been happening, and they decided, I ain't trying to deal with this. And I know that my best way out is to do X, Y, and Z. And I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to get out of this situation. And so they pursue a line that gets them done. There is, as the scripture says, there is a remnant for this. So yes, there are women who have slept with the wrong guy and they might have a child or two, and they've come to their senses. They've done like the prodigal son in the story of the prodigal son. They came to themselves and they say, what? Don't my father have more than this? I'm here about to eat the food of pigs. Can't I go to my father's house and get better? And so all of a sudden, then they decide that this is it. And so they do their grind and they start working on their grind and they start moving in a way that not only honors themselves, but honors God. And then all of a sudden, now the right man comes along who is able to say, I see where you at. I see what you're doing. Saying that I see that you're a person that follows after God as I do. I see that you're going somewhere like I'm going somewhere. It's not just I go to church on Sundays. My life is completely changed. I don't do this foolishness. You don't roll in those circles. So then that person there becomes an interest. And instead of looking to just get her and smash because she got 2 kids, the person tries to be invested in the woman's life and looks and sees what she's all about. And if she's really about that life, he now proceeds to go into the process of redemption. Other than that, he keeps it pushing. If he's wise, he keeps it pushing. So we got to understand this to break the cycle. There's about 3 steps of a process to have the cycle broken. The first thing that has to be done is, and I think Brother Payne said it himself, there needs to be an object where this stuff is shamed. This stuff is put out there on the block and it's not glorified like it is as they do today. It has to be shamed. Men have to turn around and get into a position where it's not about instant gratification. It's not about trying to be the biggest fish in the smallest pond. It's about, if you're wise, it's about doing what God has called you to do. And then once you get on that path and that path lines up, now we're talking about going somewhere, because now he starts to look for women or looks for a woman that is not to satisfy his sexual needs on jump, but he's looking for a woman who is moving and walking and living what she says she believes, and not garbage. Not I go to church on Sunday and fall out on the floor, or jump around and run around the church building, or do cartwheels and flips and fall out and fan myself and say, oh, I worship today. That's bull. That's crap. Is your life in Christ 24/7 or 3 hours a week? These questions must be answered. These questions must be answered. We must, if we're going to talk about putting in solutions, if we're going to talk about all of these things, then if you say that you are a follower of Christ, that this is what you all about, then live it. Get off of the fence and live it. Let it be like breathing. You don't sit there and worry about how many breaths you're going to take every time you wake up. You know, I'm going to take about 5 breaths first foremost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't think about that. You just get up in the morning. God gives you the ability to use your lungs, and you breathe. And that's how it should be. If Pookie and Ray Ray is your God, you will continue to go down the path of destruction. If God is your God, as Elijah told the people of Israel, if God is your God, follow him. If Baal is your God, follow them. But you're going to have to make a decision. Christ offers salvation to all. The life is available to all.
Thank you.
He does not, he did not die on the cross to make bad people good. He didn't. He died on the cross to make dead people alive again. And when he makes you alive again, you become a new creation. And if you come to be a new creation, you ain't dealing with this foolishness. All of this foolishness goes out by the wayside. Everyone here, or just about everyone here, is going to get dressed up and go sit down on Easter Sunday for a sermon where you're going to get the gospel. Well, you should get the gospel. But if you don't hear it, I'll give it to you in a quick 3-second sound bite. We are all sinners. We are in rebellion to God, and we are under his wrath. That's why the world is where it is today. Now, with that being said, Christ offered himself. It says in Romans 5:8 that while we were yet sinners, he showed his love to us, that while we were yet sinners, that he died for us. That's what he did. And in that death, also came the resurrection after the death. Now he sits on the right hand, making intercession, right hand of the Father, making intercession for us. He did all of that to bring us back to God, to redeem us unto himself. That's the essence of the whole redemption. So once we understand what the redemption is all about and the elements of redemption and what it's all about, then all of a sudden you understand that everybody can be redeemed. Even the woman with 9 kids, 12 kids, 15 kids, 100 kids, she can be redeemed. The question is, does she want to be redeemed?
Thank you.
And if she doesn't want to be redeemed, you got to let it go. You got to let it go. I'm out.
Pass the plate.
Agreed. That's all I was trying to say. But
good stuff, man. I appreciate that. That was good. Good message. Real quick to the brother Clarence. You know, one of the things I would like to say is we need to have conversations without pointing fingers at all, because we're in this together. And one of the things about baby mamaism, we all know a woman can't become pregnant without a man, but we cannot. You need to stop trying to take women's agency away from them. The box belongs to them. And the law recognizes that at every level. We can only enter when they allow us to, no matter how slick you are, no matter what kind of man you are, unless you're committing a criminal act, a woman has to tell you yes. And everybody keeps skipping. Oh, let me finish. Everybody keeps skipping over that. Now, the footprint of a man who has 10 baby mamas and 20 kids is much more detrimental to society than the individual mama with 1 kid. You know why? Let me tell you why. Because she is a burden to her mother and her grandmother and that family. And depending on that family, the outcome doesn't necessarily have to be completely destructive. But a man who has 20 kids with 10 different women ain't paying child support for none of them. The 10 families are paying, and society. So he's a bigger detriment to society. So I'll agree with you that a man's problem in a situation like that are the pookies who have multiple babies with multiple women. He's destroying lives. And here's another thing but we don't talk about it that way. Let's quantify it. The number one thing that guy does to a woman, and she's involved, she has to take accountability for it. He makes her less attractive to the good man.
Agreed.
He makes her less attractive to the good man. And the ones who find a good man are the ones who understand that, and they acquiesce. Like Take Heed told you her story a little bit. So, but if you starting to have 2 or 3 or 4 babies out there from different men, let me tell you, you ain't getting a rich pain, and I ain't that big a deal. I'm gonna just down here to say we don't have to extrapolate. You know, we could talk all this stuff. Let me tell you, Brother Clarence, I can't put you on the spot, but I will. You ain't marrying a woman with 3, 4, 5 kids from 5 different men. You know, I mean, that's all. Enough said.
Mr. Payne, can I say something?
Let me clear some up real quick, Embrace, and then let me clear some up real quick, because I think what's been convoluted is that because I'm saying that everybody deserves redemption, that everybody will accept and take redemption. I think that's been convoluted in what I was saying, and that's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is everybody should be given a chance to walk that road if they choose to walk it. Now, whether they're going to make it all the way to the end or not, it's on them. But I'm saying that opportunity should be afforded to everybody. I agree with you, Take Heed. Everybody's not going to, some people going to look at that road and say, let me walk downhill because that's too much. I'll take the drama that comes with walking downhill, right? So some people are going to just ignore that and keep on bopping their finger, like Mr. Farkas said, they're going to keep bopping their fingers on down the road until right into the hell, right? So, okay, look, all I'm saying is the opportunity, because we never know when, at what point a person come to themselves and say, like Anthony was saying, like the prodigal son, what am I doing? What is this? This is crazy what I'm doing here. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not arguing against any of what you just said. I'm not arguing against any of what you just said. The person who's made a mistake, yeah, they can get an opportunity to redeem themselves. The problem is that even in the redemption, they may not get everything they want because of the mistake they made. There are mistakes you cannot come back from. No matter where your heart's at, there are mistakes that you can't come back from.
Agreed.
So it doesn't mean.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, Grace. I'm sorry.
Grace, after Grace, I want to go. Grace, go.
I know you do, but okay, I'm not gonna be so. I'm not going to be so nice this second wave around because, look, I get it. We're both responsible.
Grace. I'm going to let you and I'm going to let Take Heed say what you have to say, but let me go ahead and get these out the way right quick.
Okay.
Yeah, let me pay some bills right quick for y'all, and then we can get you two in there. All right, we got Miss Lots to Smile. She just became a member to the Black Man Unfiltered show. Most definitely, everybody. Give her a round of applause. We also have the real Bravado. Gifted 5 more to the. No, we already did that. That was 5. It was Rare Bravado. That was you that did it. Yeah. It was Rare Bravado. So we got 10 gifted memberships. So everybody that get those memberships, please take care of those memberships, man, and keep supporting the Black Man Unfiltered. Shout out to you, Real Bravado, man. I love you, bro. Most definitely. All right, let's go, y'all.
I'm not going to be so nice this second wave around because you know what? At the end of the day, yes, it's the responsibility of the man and the woman, but we're the ones that get pregnant. We're the ones that have to carry the child. We're the ones that have 34 forms of contraceptives. And like Take Heed said, 3 minutes before we lay down and open our legs, we can tell that man to put a condom on. Because at the end of the day, we're the ones that get stuck holding the bag. And the man can just walk away. So how many times you get pregnant? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, when is it gonna stop? When are women gonna realize that there are Pookie and Ray Rays out there? And at the end of the day, ultimately, it is our responsibility to avoid getting pregnant because we're the ones that got to carry the child. Yes, we can't get pregnant without the man, but the man's not gonna shoot up the club without our permission. So I'm laying more of the responsibility. We're both responsible, but I'm laying more of the responsibility on the woman because at the end of the day, we're the ones that deal with the ramifications of the after sex. The man can just walk away. We're the one that got to create the child. We're the ones that got to carry it, give birth to it, and take care of it, whether the man is there or not. So I'm not gonna agree with that. I'm falling this shit on the women. I took care of myself. I made sure I didn't get pregnant. I only got one, and I required that. I was a baby mama, but I required him to marry me after our son was 4 years old. And we can do it right, but we just choose not to. And that's all I have to say. I digress. My mic is muted.
Well, let me say this real quick. Okay, I'm sorry. Take it. Go ahead.
Can I go now? Yes. R-Pain, I like you a lot, sir. You're very nice. I love your beard too. This is nice. I like it. Okay. Now
that's the butter up.
Grace, tap me in, Grace. Tap me in because I'm ready.
Go ahead.
Now, sir, I understand you said
you speaking to me?
No. I'm talking to R-Pain. Oh,
okay. Now, I didn't know. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
R-Pain, now, sir, you know I like you. I just want you to know this first before I start. Now, the problem is that we sit up here now. She know, okay. She already know he got 5 baby mamas. she already know he got 5 baby mamas. But she put in her mind that my baby is Jesus. That's what she got in her mind. God forgive me for even saying it like that. But she got in her mind that her baby is the perfect child, okay? That he going to take care of her baby, okay? Now, he already showed you he not going to take care of those other 5 he got. But you're going to go lay up there with him without a condom and spread your legs and do cowgirl and fly from the chandelier with this same man that he don't take. Go ahead, Grace. And he don't take care
That vision
of the
is
5
just...
babies he already got. So I blame it on us. I don't care what nobody say. No,
thank you.
Tell me anything different. Oh, well, the man is supposed to use a condom. Who told you to lay your happy ass up there and spread your legs? Who told you? Who told you? So now, with that being said, like I always say, there is 3 minutes before you get to that bed. You go to the nightstand and you grab the condom. I don't promote having sex without being married, because sex being married is more amazing. You don't have to use protection. You do whatever you want to do, and ain't nobody gonna say nothing. Even if God come while you making love to your husband, you're not gonna be punished. Okay? My problem is that these sisters get up here and say he tricked me. How do you get tricked into having sex? I just want to know that part right there, because I'm a woman just like you. You can't come tell me no chucking and jiving. How do you get tricked into having sex? Okay? That's my problem. Oh, he tricked me. You know, I got pregnant because he tricked me. So you didn't tell him to wear a condom? You just let him shoot up the club without saying put on a condom? So no, Arpain, I'm not going to take that. I'm sorry. Listen.
What I say, bro? I agree with you.
She already
Hey,
knew.
Clarence, get your ass over here and take this beat for me, man. Get your ass over here, Clarence, and take this beat for me.
I'm sitting here. I don't know what happened.
I'll go ahead and say this to
Hey, Jakey, I hear you. I agree with you 100%. If I said something wrong, I agree with you. So whatever I said wrong, throw that out. I'm with you.
Out the window.
I'll say this real quick, and that goes to the points of the ladies that are now to the east of me versus up north of me. Okay, now he can switch it back. Screen is crazy. But the point what I was going to say was you also have to factor in that where you ladies are right now, the culture says different. I agree with what you're saying 100%. Culture says different. Not only that, but it's also subsidized. That's why you can sit there and you said exactly what you said earlier was you saw the woman in the store, one on the hip, one in the front, carrying one, pushing the stroller and everything else, and she was getting all this for free. There's a reason for that. It's because it's subsidized. That whole part was part of that whole great society thing put in on the rails and on a bullet train, and the black community was canary in the coal mine and they ate it up. So that part there, agree to disagree on it. And here's the deal. I'm not shifting the blame of personal responsibility at all. But the young woman that you see that's doing that, you can just carry it back 1 to 2 generations. Their mother and grandmother are all probably, if not about 15 years apart, all 3 of them. It's no more than 20, but they've done the exact same thing. So they have no recourse in regards to how they are going, what the consequences are. If they had to actually come out of their own pockets and pay for these children that they have, and it was costing them something, they wouldn't be doing it, because it would stop them from getting specific articles of clothing. It would stop them from getting specific places to live. It would stop them from getting all of these different things. But the fact that it gets subsidized, and you get so much per child, and you get so much food per child, and you get so much living facilities per child, and all of these different things. And I mean, some of it, the way that they set some of it up, they're not living in hoods. They are living in nice areas. And so, and then you sit up there and then you tell them that they can file income tax and get income tax, big income tax checks, and not have any income. It's been subsidized. It is what the government wants. It is modern day slavery. You want your plantation? There you go. Anyone that screams about plantations and all that stuff like that, and we enslaved and everything else, the only problem is it is of your own making. You have done it to yourself. This is why you hear people sit up there and talk about the school of prison pipeline and all that stuff. It's really and truly, it's not a school of prison pipeline. It's not. What it is it's a welfare system that is getting its full reward. That's what you get, because you get to the prisons and it is basically free labor to do a whole bunch of stuff. So that's what you're really getting. That's your indentures. That's not even indenture. That's your modern day slavery, if you want to call it, when you start looking at it. When you give people freedom with no responsibility, it is slavery. It's what it is. It becomes slavery. Why? Because now you have no freedom to do the thing. You have no responsibility. So you're not accountable. There's no responsibility. There's no accountability. I am free to do like Jay-Z's shirt that he wears all the time. Do what thou wilt. That comes from the Satanic Bible. One of the first phrases off the Satanic Bible. Do what y'all will be the whole of the law. Look up Aleister Crowley and company, and you will see it. It is there, black and white, in your face. And you have people that run their life on that premise. That's why when you look at the book of Proverbs, it's so against lazy, it's so much against slothfulness. It's telling young men how to live, how to move, how to walk. Be careful of this crazy woman over here. Be careful of this whore that lives over in the corner over here and everything else, because it tells them it would take you to hell. It would take you to death and destruction and damnation. That's where it's going to take you. But it tells you how to be responsible. It tells a man how to move responsible. It tells a man how to move and be diligent. All of these different things. So, as long as it's getting subsidized, and that's why I laugh at the fact, because Republicans scream about cutting welfare but won't. Democrats talk about extending welfare and do. It never fails. But here's the reason. The Republicans won't cut it because they're all part of that same system. They all part of this one uniparty. They just give you elements of choice on where to go and who to go with. And that's how it rolls. So the welfare system, although it needs to be really and truly reduced, and I mean super reduced, welfare system back in the day, when you really looked at it at first, it was to help you get on your feet, supposedly, really quick. You on it for a little bit, you get on it really quick, and then you got your job, you excel, and this and this and this and this, and you move on. Until people started using it for life. And the minute people use it for life, you can't make more than $40,000 a year. You make over $40,000 a year, then guess what? Boom. You can't be on welfare no more. Oh, you get married? Boom. You can't be on welfare no more. You do this? Boom. You can't be on welfare no more. All of these things. But if you keep spitting out kids, we keep helping you out. You keep spitting out kids, hey, we keep helping you out. We keep giving you more and more stuff to get you to live exactly how you want to live, being taken care of, being subjugated by the government. That's what it is. So when you say embrace the grace, that this is ridiculous and I'm willing to turn Republican. No, the fact of the matter is it has nothing. You just are a person with common sense. And you really and truly, that's a conservative talking point. That's what you really are. You're a conservative person because you believe that the stuff that I make should be used to take care of myself and my family first. And if I give to someone, I give out of charity. You don't want to get forced to do stuff by somebody holding a gun to your head. And that's what happens when you're paying taxes. When you're paying taxes and income taxes and subsidizing all of these different things, it's basically robbery. We're holding a gun to your head and forcing you to pay for this. Why? How do you know that? Don't pay your taxes and see what happens. Guess where you gonna go? Jail.
Hell. Absolutely.
So hey.
So I want to welcome my boy. I'm glad that you got found, Lost.
What's happening?
You up in the building? What's going on, man?
What's happening,
You
man?
good?
I've been watching from the clouds, man, and this topic is near and dear to my heart. And I'm gonna let y'all cook. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all been handling business, man. So I'm gonna let y'all continue to cook. But I'm gonna have my piece in a minute after you do.
I'm gonna fold up my apron. I'm gonna turn off my stove, and I'm gonna go ahead and give my spoon over the lid. Let him handle it. Take my spot. I got a break. Okay. It's been great to be here. Tell BMU.
It was very nice meeting you, Anthony. It's a pleasure to
absolutely.
hear what you had to say tonight.
You guys too. It was great. Tell him I see him on the next time. But you guys have a great rest of your night, and we'll talk with y'all soon. Come holler at us over at the Village over on Bolo's channel. We're always there, pretty much on Thursday and Friday nights, and during the mornings for we do a morning read through the Bible. So we look forward to seeing you guys there if y'all can make it.
Appreciate it, Anthony. Thank you for coming.
All right, guys. Y'all have a great one.
Take care.
Anthony T. Biz. So before we get further in here, I know I heard somebody talking about a woman with 7 kids. So I don't know if this was the video right here that you was talking about, T-Pain, but we're going to play a little bit of this right here, and then we're going to have a discussion right after this. So this is where the woman is on a dating site, Kendra G. Shout out to Kendra G. And she is a mother of 7.
Okay.
That's trying to date. Let's go with it.
I'm Georgia. All right. What do you do for a living?
I am a dialysis tech / realtor.
A realtor?
Yes.
And a dialysis tech?
Yes.
You have any? Oh, you have a child. How many kids do you have?
7. She's the youngest.
You have 7 children. How old are your 7 kids?
How old? From 16 to 30.
I need all the ages.
Oh, 16, 19, 18, 25, 28, 29, 30.
Did you give birth to all 7?
I did. All separate too.
Okay. And
Pushing
Eva,
right
how old
on
are
out.
you?
Huh?
How old are you?
46.
Oh, 46. Hey, how many men do you have children by?
5.
She said she
5
had
men.
a...
Have you ever been married?
Yes, recently divorced.
So keep in mind, she's 46 and she has a 30, was it 30-year-old or 31-year-old?
30.
30-year-old. So we know with that. Keep in mind.
When did you get divorced?
June.
Officially divorced? Like the state knows you're divorced?
Officially done. Done. My last name is changed. Done.
Okay. Was you married to one of your children's fathers?
Yes, 2 of them for 18 years.
So you've been married twice?
Once. No.
Once, but you have 2 kids by him. And you were married to him for 18 years?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So you had 5 kids when you married him?
I did.
Okay. So we got Yvonne Stone Mountain, realtor, dialysis tech, mom of 7 kids by 5 men, was married for 18 years, just got divorced. Why'd y'all get divorced?
It just ran its course. It was
Okay.
open.
All right. And she's 46, been divorced since last June, officially divorced. What kind of man you looking for now, honey?
A good one.
What's a good man to you?
Someone who knows that I'm number one. That put me first. An unselfish man. I Outgoing man, caring, understanding. Hmm.
Okay. What are your deal breakers?
My deal breakers: selfishness, rap music all the time. Let me see. Um, yeah, basically, I don't like people that think they're young. I guess men that act like they're young. You know, not mature. Um, I don't know. I don't really. It's hard to explain it. Just want a grown man.
She wants a grown man. Okay. Should he look a certain way?
No, no, he should not look. I'm open to all looks, but I prefer dark skin.
Okay. Prefer dark skin. Okay. What about money? Should he make a certain amount of money?
Um, he should at least match me at 70.
At least make 70. Now,
Hmm.
do you want to, because your kids are 16, 19, 18, or 25, 28, 29. Oh, okay. So four of your kids are over. How many kids live with you?
Her, the
Oh,
one,
just one child lives with you.
one. Hmm.
Oh, okay. I wonder if that would change things. She has 7 kids, but only one child lives with her.
That is correct.
Um, okay. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Okay, give me a second. Hold on. Let me stand up. So I ain't had no clothes on. If you would have called
How
me
do
in
you
the
have
hour,
no
I
clothes?
could
But
get
you're at
dressed. I'm
Walmart.
about
How
to.
do you have no clothes on at Walmart?
I mean, I do, but like, not for the Kendra show. Hold on. Where?
Well, girl, you don't want to call me in the middle of Walmart, child.
I did, but I'm about to go out. If y'all down here, I'm finna go to Italy's. I'm gonna be looking real cute. That's on Campbellton Road.
We got to be able to see your legs. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, we see Mama. All right. Okay. So, Yvonne, do you mind if
Yes,
he has
ma'am.
kids?
Huh?
Do you mind if he has kids?
As long as his kids can get in an Uber, then we're good.
As long as the
I don't
kids
want.
can get an Uber.
Yeah, I don't want to stop what I'm doing to go pick his kids up and drop them off. No, I don't want to do nothing for nobody kids.
You don't want to do nothing for nobody's kids.
No, not like that. Not in obligation because they're so small that they absolutely need my attention. No, not like that.
Okay. Okay, so, okay. So you don't want to be, do you want to get married again?
I do.
So would you not want to be a stepmom?
A stepmom to teenagers, not to babies. I didn't put in my time. I don't want to. I don't want to go to like baseball games and make cupcakes and go have school parties. No, high school and up. High school and up. I'm stepmom all the way. Let's go shopping. Let's go get our nails done.
Okay, we got a couple of questions. Let's start off with this one. Antoine Crown, he sent $50 to say this. He said you
He said
divorced
what?
the man that helped. Antoine Crown said you divorced the man that helped you raise 5 kids that weren't his for 18 years. That's a
First
big
of
red
all,
flag.
let me stop him at that question, that statement, because he got to ask, did he help me raise those kids for 18 years, or was he just a man in my house?
Pay
Because I know
attention,
I just
y'all.
said I
Pay
was for
attention,
a
Mr.
selfish
Brother
man,
Clarence.
right? I put my own weight. I definitely financially cared for all 5 of my children. So
So,
we
so you
not
feel
gonna do
as though
that.
he was living off of you.
He was not living off of me. Now, he was not living off of me, right? But I took care of my own kids. Okay. He paid half the bills, you know.
What?
Just put it like that. We'll leave it right there. He paid half the bills.
What?
And going to get the kids' hair done and school shopping was not a bill.
What?
Okay.
Okay. Here's another question for you. Donnell Jones said, you say that you want a man to put you first, but why would he put you first if you're not willing to put him first over any of your children? Can he
Who
put
said
his
I
kids
wasn't?
above you?
Who said I wasn't? I didn't say that.
Oh, you would put the man above your children.
I mean, to a certain extent, ain't that in the Bible? Don't my man come first? Ain't he the king? Supposed to be the head of the household?
What?
I didn't say that.
Well,
I never.
well, we
I
got
never said that.
clarity, Darnell, that the new man
Mhm.
would come before her children. All right, Yvonne said, y'all got her messed up. Any more
They
questions?
got me messed up. I mean, come on now. I can't want a man. I can't want a good man if I ain't willing to be a good woman.
Woo!
That's
Yeah. What? Okay. Well, we got some clarity there, child. All right. So when was
what else they
your
want
last
to know?
relationship? I don't know. Look, I forgot. Look, they asking questions. I got questions too. Did I ask you when was your last relationship?
It was my husband. You said
All right,
last
you don't have to.
relationship or intimate?
You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
December 15th.
Okay, now look, they do got more questions. You ready for them? Ursula, I'm not sure if it's a man or a woman, but Ursula said, I know your type and have lived through it as the child. Do yourself a favor and don't date anyone with kids if this is your mentality.
I don't understand.
I guess it's, I don't know, about not wanting to be a part of the, she's saying if you don't want to accept somebody's children, just date a man without kids. In so many words.
I mean, I got teenagers. What's wrong with me not talking to somebody with the same age children as mine?
Well, I think it's because you're making it clear that you're not really trying to be there for somebody else's kids.
No, somebody else's young kids.
Young kids.
I made that clear. Teenagers and up.
Teenagers and up. But she's not trying to go to basketball games and you're not trying to participate in their life.
Small kids. It's a difference when you have young kids. They don't even want you in their space as much. And yes, I'm a family person. I got 6 of my kids are girls. So you gotta be there. I'm still a mom, but to say I want to go with a kindergartner, that comes with a whole lot of responsibility. Being with a man that has a kindergartner and someone that does not have older children, they treat their children a certain way. I already been there, done that. So I know how kids are able to manipulate fathers, us girls especially, to do whatever. And I don't want to come in between anybody's relationship with their child. So having an older child, that person has already been through that too. And we basically gonna be on the same page, if any of that makes sense.
Okay.
You keep talking,
We're gonna
man.
keep going. We're almost done.
And you
I will
shut
ask
the
this
fuck
last-
up. Huh?
All right, folks, that was it. I ain't gonna play the rest of that shit because it gets crazy after that. However, y'all heard a lot. And let me say this before we take it to the panel. Brother Clarence, this narrative that the black man leaves the woman after they have children is pretty much false for the most part. I've did many of these shows. I've talked to people in my anecdotal life, and it's not that narrative anymore, bro. It used to be, but that is not the narrative. Normally, when you hear these women that speak and they have children by men, a lot of times they end the relationship themselves. She's one of them. She had a man that she was with for 18 years that helped her with her 5 children. And then she tries to use an excuse of it ran its course. That's code word of I had enough and I ended the relationship. I'm going to end it right there, bro.
Let's get Mr. Bennett in here before he goes. Mr. Bennett, your perspective, sir.
Some of her bio I was actually buying until it got to that part, and just her dismissiveness of the guy who helped her, over all those years. I could even appreciate the fact that she didn't want young kids, because for a lot of women who are in that age bracket, it's been said that she shouldn't be dating. If you got young kids, you shouldn't even be dating anybody. So the fact that she's got a 16-year-old, about a couple of years, she'll be 18, she'll be there, she'll be out or whatever. That's the only kid that she has left. And if she was interested in finding someone to be with, that didn't offend me. And I think the fact that she's not bringing, her, sleeping with other men or whatever, that's another story. But the idea of not bringing men around her kids, for a lot of that, I didn't find that off. The fact that she wanted someone who made similar income to what she made, I didn't find that offensive either. But the idea when she says that, her leaving the guy who helped her raise is, and basically, even though he was paying half the bills, as if that's nothing. Her attitude is just very entitled still. And so I can see why, there would be the pushback. But yes, her last 116, hopefully that'll be it. I'm sure that's her last. And why would she get with a guy? She's 46, so I'm assuming that the guy she's getting with is probably going to be in a similar age bracket. Why would he at this point have young kids? So I can certainly understand her not wanting to be raising young kids at this age too. So some of the things I can appreciate, but just her story, how she got her second chance. So the brother Clarence you were talking about, that she had, deserved redemption. She got with a dude who gave her that. And the run his course excuse, she didn't necessarily appreciate it. So again, you only get so many bites at the apple. She had her chances, and she didn't appreciate it. And so, I don't think, most men are not going to be attracted to that, and I can't see anyone selling for that. But before I go, because I do need to drop off the call, the only pushback I would have for you, Brother Clarence, is when you said people are deserving of redemption. That's my only pushback for you, because in most cases with redemption, it's not about being deserving. In fact, it's the opposite. You don't deserve it. But again, if someone offers it, then certainly that's your opportunity to take it. But no one owes you redemption. You just don't. But see, that's why I don't criticize men. If you decide to take on a baby mother, or someone with kids, I have no problem with you. I salute that. I respect a man who's going to do that. But he doesn't owe you that, and we don't necessarily owe that to other people.
But I think, Mr. Bennett, we have a convolution or confusion on what what is meant by redemption.
No, you said everyone is deserving, and the point I'm pushing back on is no one is deserving.
Let me back that up. According to the Bible, now if you want to exclude the Bible,
that's the Bible
right.
is
Everybody is not deserving of.
Brother Clarence, if you want to go Bible, that's the whole point of when Brother Anthony was on. That's the whole point of the Bible.
Exactly.
That no one is deserving. That's the point.
No. The last man that came is the point why everybody deserves the opportunity.
No, it's not about deserving.
Unless I'm reading it wrong. I may be reading it wrong.
You are, because again, he said he died for us when we were yet still sinners. So no one deserved anything, but he did it.
So why would somebody die for you if they didn't think you were worthy of something? Why would they die for you?
It's not about being worthy. That's the point.
But that's exactly the point. That's what we're talking about.
That's what grace is.
That's
grace is unmerited.
How would somebody give you grace if you don't desire? If they didn't think you were worthy of the grace, why would they give it to you?
The two words you just said don't make sense. Grace is, by definition, unmerited favor. Yes. You can't do anything to earn it. You can't nothing you can do to earn it.
I didn't say you can do anything to deserve redemption. You didn't do anything to deserve it. You didn't do nothing to deserve redemption.
Correct.
Nobody
and that's my point.
Earned redemption.
And that's my point. No one earns redemption. But
you said they don't deserve it. I'm saying somebody came to give you that opportunity to be redeemed
because
if you're willing to go do it.
That is correct. But we did not deserve it.
Thing, Mr. Bennett, where's
we're
the confusion?
No, we're totally. You're saying something totally different. The fact when you put deserving into the definition, you totally destroy what grace is, and you totally deserve what the whole gospel, what that message is. Respectfully, and again, I know you come from a different tradition. I'm not here to debate that. But I'm saying, but that's my only pushback. But like I said, I'm not going to diss a man, which I have heard in panels like this. I'm not going to diss a man is if he decides that I want to marry a woman with 5 kids, if that's what he truly wants to do, and he's, he feels he's called to that, I got no issues for him. Now, some other brothers may disagree with me on that one, but that's his choice to make if he wants to do it. But he does not owe anybody anything, and that's really.
I didn't
the
say
distinction
anybody owed
between what we're-
anybody anything. Only thing I said is, in this life, we have all made mistakes. We've all fallen short,
right?
Have we not?
Yes.
Yet, we at some point was offered redemption.
That is true.
Okay.
But we didn't deserve it. That person who offered it had no right to give it, had no reason to give it to us.
The reason that they gave, you don't deserve it because you earned it. You deserve it because he did that for you. It's a gift he gave to you. That's your gift.
Those are two different things.
You say the present. That's your present. That's your gift.
And presents aren't deserved. A person doesn't deserve presents either. You give them because you love them. It has nothing to do with being
my point
deserving.
is somebody gave you that gift, not because you earned it, because he wanted to give it to you.
We're going to have.
He felt that you was worth it, and he wanted to give it to you.
No,
that's
we weren't
my whole
worth
point.
it. That's what, but that he gave it anyway. But again, we can go around circles on that. I don't want to hijack
Mr. Bennett. Thank you,
hijack
brother.
the panel. I respect you, and I respect. Can you do one? But before I go, can you do one thing for me, sir?
Me?
Can you tip your cap?
You want to see snow on the roof?
Thank you. Just to show once again, ladies and gentlemen, even with the brotherhood of the bold and beautiful, beneficent, benevolent ball brothers of the BMU Network, we can disagree, but we still brothers in Baldwin. So respect to you, sir, and all the other 7B Network members out there. Enjoy your night. Be safe. I'll see you guys, Lord willing. I'll be on the sports show tomorrow night, and I'll see most of you guys again on Friday night. So you guys have a great night.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bennett, thank you, sir, for coming out.
Shout out to Mr. Bennett.
Look at me.
I guess I'm about to be rolling out of here in a minute myself. So
I want to hear from Anissa. You've been awfully quiet. It's your turn to speak now. Come on.
That was just a hot mess. The audacity. I think she got her second chance. For a man to accept you with 5 children that are not his, and she was married to him for 18 years. I don't know what ran its course, necessarily means, but I think she definitely should have tried to stay with that man and make that relationship work. I don't know I don't think she's gonna get what she wants. I really don't. I don't think she's going to get what she wants. Even though those children are adults, she still had, 7 kids. So she has maybe 1 or 2 at home. She's not going to get the package she wants. He might have adult children. He might have some small kids. She's going to have to take what she can get if she wants another relationship. I don't think she can be picky.
When you say you don't think she can be picky, what do you mean by that?
She sounds as though she wants someone that meets her financially. She wants a good man, but she doesn't want him to have small children. I don't think she's going to get the package that she wants because she's not the package that probably most men are going to want. So I don't think she can be picky. She might have to deal with someone with some kids that she might have to help raise.
But she just said that she don't want to raise nobody else's small kids. She didn't want to basically raise anybody's kids because she didn't want to, get in between a parent and their child. How likely is that for that to happen for her?
I hear what she's saying, but I don't know that that's gonna happen for her unless he's probably someone much older and maybe his children are adults and they're just gone like most of hers are. But if she's looking for someone around her age, I think she was 45, 46. That man might still have. He might have some kids. She may have to finish raising. Yeah, I don't think she's gonna get what she wants.
Let me ask you a question. What do you say to women who are in the same dating pool as you and expecting a man of that caliber to overlook someone like you for her? What would you say to women like that?
I think it's very slim. You got to be a hell of a woman. I don't. You just got to be a hell of a woman. You got to be ultra feminine, ultra nurturing. The best homemaker, the best cook. You really gotta shine in order for that man to overlook someone that doesn't have kids, because someone else can have all of those qualities too, and they don't have all of your baggage, which means my walls are tight. Yours are stretched.
That's what I'm talking about.
Damn.
You better say it again on this. You better toot your horn. You know what I'm saying?
Can I say something? Can I say something?
Come on, Grace. Come on,
The
Grace.
thing, the problem is that woman is not humble. She should be grateful and appreciative and humble that a man came in with her with 5 children to take care of her, and to sit here and say it ran its course. Nah, bitch, you gonna buy a dog and die alone, and we gonna keep it real to the nitty gritty. Okay, because there's no way 7 kids, and then you have the audacity to say I'm not taking care of no kids. How about when them kids have grandbabies? They gonna be babies. What, you're not gonna take care of the grandbabies either? She need to go back to her husband and make it reran its course, because she's not, it's not gonna happen for her. I'm on take heed on this message, and Anise, it's over for her. The ship has sailed. Sorry, who you think a man's gonna choose? Me? I'm 49. I'm 49 with 1 kid, 18 years old. You 46 with 7. Who look better right now? I'm 1 and I'm done versus 7 children. No. We got to keep it real, guys. I think I'm going to stop being so nice. I'm trying to work on being graceful. My therapist said be more graceful and not so gangster. But fuck that shit. We got to keep it real sometimes. The ship has sailed for her. And for her to have these unrealistic expectations and the self-entitlement and the selfishness, man, let me take a sip of my wine. I digress. My mic is muted.
Thank you. Thank you. Take heed. I know you want to say something. You about to bust at the sides. I know you wasn't ready for Anissa's comment, but I want to hear what you got to say.
First, I want to say, Anissa, I'm proud of you, baby. I'm proud of you tonight. I don't know what's going on. I'm proud of you.
Right? It's the wine.
It's that licorice and pepper in there.
On both of y'all parts. Nobody was doing nonsense. Thank you. Okay, now I just want to say this one part right here. What does 18 years mean run its course? I want to know that right there. I want to know how you do that. I'm at 16. I'm looking at the lifetime. I'm not looking at, 18, it ran its course. First of all, I'm crazy. I don't want to be by myself, okay? My husband knows that I'm a whole problem walking by myself. So that's not even going to work for me. When people be like, take heed is so nice. She's a nice woman. She's a good wife. You don't want me. My husband took one for the team. You don't want me. Okay. I'm a whole problem and a headache. Okay. So I want to say shout out to my king. Okay. Shout out to my king for taking one for the team. Okay. And I want to say shout out to all the bitches who missed out on my king and I made it into the house. Yes. Now, next one. I want to say, how dare you get up there talking about he helped you. First of all, this is the problem I got here. You make $70K a year and you said he helped you pay the mortgage in the house. He helped you with certain things, but you took care of your 5 children. Wasn't they asses under that roof? Wasn't they eating that food that he supplied in the house too? So that means he wasn't taking care of them. He took you when you had 5. And then he made the 5th baby daddy for the other 2 children. Okay? And now we talking like Stella got her groove back. Y'all have lost y'all mind. Black women, some of y'all have lost y'all mind since the movie came out. Stella got her groove back. Y'all have lost y'all mind since then because you would sit up here and think you still got it after 7 babies. Anissa said, my walls are tighter than yours. After 7 babies, damn it. Now you talking about you and a man? Go sit down. Go sit down. No, I'm tired. Okay? RIPKS. Okay? Go get a dog and die alone because y'all doing nonsense.
I'm a PhD.
In a head, witching way, trying to look young. 46. Go sit down. I'm done.
Hey, listen, man. Anissa made the married man sit up a little bit with that walls thing, man.
You better say it.
All right.
Come on here, Arpane. You next. Come on, Arpane. You next, sir. It's time to cook.
Listen, man. You know what? Yeah, you know, a lot of this stuff ties back into the show I did yesterday here on BM Network. This lady just, you know, Kendra G's at fault with this too. She never asked these women, what the freak are you going to give to these men for all the shit that you want? They never have to go through and say, what do all these, you know, you can give me a list of 100 things. I don't give a shit, but what are you going to do to gain the favor of a man like that? Right? And listen, the guy who married her, her oldest kid was 12. That means all 5 of those kids were younger than 12. So, you know, so she's taught, you know, listen, she'll get a Pookie and Ray Ray because she's going to want to get some box, and that's cool. But the truth of the matter is, you know, just no regret. Based on her current state of mind, she doesn't deserve redemption, right? But unless she had an epiphany and said, listen, I know where I'm at. I know what I want. Okay, let me stop. I'm gonna go down that path. But listen, my daughter was 5 when I was 46 years old. I wouldn't let that scrag nowhere near my daughter, so she wouldn't have to worry about me, right? I had my youngest daughter. I was 41, so I would be in that age group with the guy that she would reject. She would be blessed to have a man like me in her life. I can tell you that. You know, so, you know, she should go ahead, you know, whatever she gets, here's why with my man Clarence, whatever she gets, she deserves.
Brother Clarence, sir, what say you?
About what? What particular thing?
About what
I was
we
just
just
poking the
witnessed.
bear, man. I was just poking the bear, man. I was just
You know, I, you know, like I said, man, you know, I believe that everybody deserves redemption, man. You know, no matter what their area. Now, are they smart enough to take it? You know, use it? Yeah. And when I say redemption, I'm not talking about a man doesn't redeem you. You know, what redeems you is yourself, is your changing of your focus from this is of importance to what's really important. That's what redeems you. And if you can do that, then a man can see that in you and say it's worth putting my horses behind you, because he sees that you're the type of person that really Take Heed was describing a while ago, right? So that's what is going to redeem you, is you getting that closer connection to what a man, a good man is looking for, and that's in redeeming yourself in the sight of good men, right? You have to redeem yourself. You have to take God up on his offer of redemption for you. And so that's what I'm talking about, because I don't think a man, just because you marrying a man, that's like if we go back to the Kevin Samuels. Well, if a man is making enough money, he can go upside your head and have 50 women, and that don't make no sense, right? That doesn't mean he's a good man just because he's making that kind of money. You know what I mean? So we got to check our value system. And once we get the right virtues and values, then we can redeem ourselves through his grace. And then other people will, that shine will be on you, and good men will see that. Just like when you had that other shine on you, got that devilishment on you, Pookie and Ray Ray can see it. they see you, the beacon on your head, right? So that's what I'm talking about in redemption. I think all of us, even men, we need redemption. All of us need the opportunity. And so that's all I'm talking about. There's nobody that should be said, well, you're done because you do it. You know what I mean? I think everybody should. So that's my point with that. I may have said things in a way that got convoluted, but thank you guys for giving me the grace to try to, be more explicit with what I was saying. Unfortunately, man, I have to take off, but it was fun, man. A blast. Nice to meet all of you ladies. It was a pleasure. Arpain, you something else, and I always love you, man. Appreciate you, man.
Come back, man. You gotta come back, brother.
Good to see you again. JT, F
Always,
me and my
brother.
channel, right?
Yes, sir. Absolutely, man.
I love you too, man. All right, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for having us over, and we appreciate y'all.
Appreciate
y'all
it, Clarence.
Peace.
Let me explain something to y'all. I've been watching the show. I've been quiet because I don't like stealing people's shine, but I gotta have my say so in this particular situation. I think women like the woman we just watched is looking for. Because it ain't gonna happen, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's really not. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm from the old school. I'm from obedience is better than sacrifice. You understand what I'm saying? My thing is this: I think we have a problem in our community where we feel like we're not enough, and we have to go through all these other means to prove that we are. You see what I'm saying? I think that the women don't respect the men who need to be respected. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think the women respect themselves enough to wait and to be obedient for the right man. And I think that is the problem. We have a lot of people who try to shortcut the system to get the things that they want. You know what I mean? And y'all, I watched y'all when y'all talked about it, about, folks getting houses and all this other stuff. My thing is, do you think that person would have been able to get a house if they didn't have kids? If they didn't have the correct credit score, if they didn't do what they were supposed to be doing, they weren't obedient. So I think they probably use kids as a means to get the things that they want and to portray a lifestyle that they think that they deserve. And I think that's the problem, and there's another situation where they have, they want to, take a man that they can really control and use him, for his baby juice, you know what I'm saying? Because he's so free willy with it. You know what I mean? You can just take over and just say, hey, if I just give him a little something, I can probably get a little child support out of him or whatever from the state. If he ain't doing it, setting him up for fade, then he going to jail. You know what I'm saying? It's the whole lack of respect for me. You know what I mean? It's one of those things, man. You have to really take a step back and ask yourself, why do people do the things that they do? You see what I'm saying? Because I've always said this. I said some women do not like intelligent men because they see through their bull. And the reason why they only deal with Pookies and Ray Rays is because they're not smart enough. You know what I mean? They don't want to be obedient to the man who has a plan. They don't want to be the obedient to the man who actually listens to what God have to say. They want to go with somebody who can go around and they can manipulate to get the things that they want so they can become the person that they quote unquote deserve. You see what I'm saying? It's an illusion. It's like you want to skip past certain parts of the game without putting in the work. It's the entitlement for me. You see what I'm saying? So whenever I see people get up there and say, well, he only paid half the bills, but he paid more than he probably should have. You know what I'm saying? And my whole thing is this: if you don't respect, see, a lot of men looked at the fact that she didn't respect the man who really put in the work, who stepped in. And I think that's probably the reason why a lot of younger men are actually watching how older women treat those older men and say, I don't want to have no part of that. You know what I'm saying? People want to call these guys incels or whatever. I think these guys are being selective. We just need to start calling it what it is. These guys are probably waking up and say, you know what? I don't want to be used by a woman. I don't want to be used by her particular situation. I don't want to waste my good years. And I think that's probably the reason why we're behind in a lot of particular situations, is because we don't submit ourselves to good behavior. We don't submit ourselves to right behavior and right thinking. Because if we submitted ourselves to right behavior and right thinking, then we would probably be able to have more people that we can do business with. You see what I'm saying? We would have less opportunities because we don't want to do what we need to do. We're too busy focusing on what Uncle Sam can give us instead of what we can build ourselves. And I think that is a great travesty. You see what I'm saying? Because we could be so much further along, but we're settling for someone else's crumbs when we have the ability to make our own damn cake. You see what I'm saying? And my thing is this: whenever I see shows like tonight's conversation and Kendra G, they set the atmosphere for these women to let them say, you know what? Let me fulfill your fantasy. Let me tell you a dream that the possibility is there. I'm here to tell you, the possibility is not there. Let me tell y'all something. There ain't no way. I'm just you probably don't want to hear it, but I'm telling you, there ain't no way. I mean, think about it. We have social media now. We have guys in these conversations that are starting to compare notes, and they're starting to say, hey, these are the women that we probably should avoid, gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? If we're going to go ahead and start making sure that we put on a representation of what's good in our neighborhood, we're going to have to start putting on our jackets and our ties and start showing the world that, yes, we're here to do business. But at the end of the day, when you get with somebody who's not obedient to what you have to say, and if you're obedient to God, you shouldn't have to take that on. You know, you may be able to get into the gates of heaven, but you sure ain't finna get up in my house, not with that foolishness. No, ma'am, you can't come to my house with that. You know what I'm saying? Because here's my thing. If I'm obedient to what God tells me to do, I'm not going to beat you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to misuse you. I'm not going to take advantage of you. And I really get tired of the narrative that women come up with these horror stories that men are going around beating the brakes off of women. And it's not a fair assessment. If that was the case, we would have so many more people in jail, and that's not the case. You see what I'm saying? We're using that as an excuse out of convenience to not become better people. And I think that's the problem. You see what I'm saying? I think that is the problem. Listen, my thing is this: if you want better men, support better men. If you want better women, support better women. That's it. That's it. That's not saying that we can't help people along the way, because we're required to do that. But everybody that you help don't have to come to your house. They don't. I'm here to tell you, I'm going to set you free from that. You know what I mean? You can help people down the road, but you got to take care of home first. You know what I'm saying? And that's it at the end of the day. And we'll take any questions after that. I just said my piece. Anybody want to add on, to mention or talk about anything that I just said, you go right ahead. The floor is yours.
So I just need to step in real quick. I love y'all. Everybody have a wonderful night.
Oh, take it easy.
Thank you, take it easy.
All right, have a good night. Hey, listen, great stuff. Let me tell you, I'm sorry. One of the things that I just thinking, I think I'm alone on this island. I just think that women are wired to be inward reflecting. They have survival instincts, and their survival instincts have been that way since the beginning of time, and they could be manipulated. Like men have a certain instincts that are constant and can be manipulated. A woman's survival instinct is pretty much just like a man's sex drive. A woman will want to survive under all circumstances. In the past, when there were more men around, her survival was, let me get a good guy, and I know I can cleave under this guy and have, a house to live in. He's gonna give me some kind of security until the day he dies. And then after he dies, he'll leave me some residuals that I could even live on and maybe move on. And that's just true today. Let me also tell you, listen, I don't tell my wife this. She knows this. If I'm gone, her lifestyle is not going to change because I set the shit up that way. You know, and most men who are married do that for their families. When the kids are gone, you don't have to worry about them, especially if they're successful. But you don't want to leave your wife out there, right? So we do that, right? I mean, when I retired, I had to take a survivor benefit. I mean, I'm just throwing this out there, and that cut my pension. So if I'm going, she gets a pretty nice. She gets a pretty. She's gonna get almost a good amount of money
Why you
every
looking
month.
around like that?
You know, every month, and I'm kind of glad she's old because I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna haunt her ass if somebody's in here busting those cheeks while I'm spending all that money. But that's another. So I'm gonna live to an old age, so she's like kind of prunish before I go. But just all joking aside, what I'm really trying to say is the way the society has programmed women is that now the survival at all costs. Even if you have to be ratchet, even if you have to hurt people, even if you have to be Jeannie Mai, who's a millionaire in her own right, who wants to hurt the hell out of Jeezy just because he rejected, or Angelina Jolie, who was one of my favorite actresses, who wants to destroy Brad Pitt because he wanted to leave her. And I just think this is all part of those kind of things that can get manipulated to women become bitter. It's the same reason why they open up a statute for maybe past transgressions by men 40, 50 years ago, and trying to put men in jail because women wanted to, in New York, they did it just to get Trump. These kind of things we should all be afraid of. But anyway, let me just get back to the point. So one of the things I'm thinking about is, and here's where my grace comes in. If we could find a way to change the programming, and my thoughts on how to change the programming are the women who know better need to start standing up in the breach and start telling the other women, this is not how you want to behave. This is not, and when they're younger. Don't wait till they're 40. Stop telling them that because you find a man and you're 23, 24, you got your degree, that wait till you're 30 something. Because if you're out there in the diaspora for another 10 years, just living is going to put you through the ringer. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have trauma, you're going to have this, you're going to have that. If you could find somebody when you're still a little bit pristine, and this guy has a passion and a dream just like you, there's nothing wrong with you guys going together and struggling. And I hate the word struggle because that's bullshit. Building together to make something happen in the future. Because all I know is I didn't have it all together when I married my wife. But you know what it did for me as a man? It made me think that, you know what? I got to keep moving forward. So these kind of things won't happen for my children. Like when I was in Harlem, it's a whole nother story. I promised myself that my kids would never see the shit that I saw. Never. Right? So that just gives you an inner drive. I don't think I'm anything special. That's why it bothers me when I hear all this shit, or these guys whining and all this shit. Man, I was never the select guy. Never. I was just a dude, man, playing basketball and shit. The honeys didn't come up to me and say, you know what, you're so fine. I just want to lay down and let you hit me right now. No, I didn't get that shit. But I know a lot of guys who did. So I'm saying to myself, if I could do it, why can't you? Just like the guys today. Rich, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, the women are fucked up, blah, blah, blah. I didn't have to go through, I'm gonna land it here. I didn't have to go through 100 women to find my wife. You might have to go through 100 to do it. So go to 101. Shouldn't the journey be part of your excitement? The journey should be part of your excitement. If you want to be married, how many women? There's millions of women out there. They don't have to be black. I have to tell you that. But the fact is, if you really want to be married, you got to keep going until you find a one. The only thing I will tell you, you need to clear your head. You can't go and find the best woman when you're a cockhound sticking your Johnson in everything that moves. This shit don't work that way. So let me just. So I hate to just blame this shit on women because the way women are is the exploitation of their natural instincts. The way men are is the exploitation of our natural instinct. and the people are playing with us both. They're playing
Yeah.
with us both. Because it ain't that hard to love somebody. It's not.
But what you said about the journey, that's what life is, bro. That's what a lot of people don't understand. And everybody is trying to arrive. You're not going to arrive anywhere. You're going to be on a journey all the way. Because once you are not on that journey, you better count your days then. That's basically what it is. When it comes down to it, you never stop learning. The day that you stop learning is the day that you die. That's how that goes. So when we're talking about the journey, most people are afraid of the journey because in the journey, there's pain and pleasure. It's both. But what people do is they try to avoid. And when they avoid, what do they stop doing? They stop living. This is where you have your hermits. This is where you have people that they're just scared of living because they're scared of what that journey may be. They don't look at the beautiful parts of the journey. They don't look at that. They only look at all the bad things that come with it, which, check this out, that's what makes us even more stronger. It makes us smarter. It makes us wiser. You cannot be wise if you're not going to live. It's earned. Wisdom is earned. And the only way you can earn wisdom is to live life. That's why when and it's funny because I'm starting to like, it's irritating y'all, but young folks irritates the shit out of me. I'm talking about young adults get on my fucking nerve. They speak, they talk, and they just talk. And they always talk about something. I understand what you're saying, and they just talk. And I understood why the brother, and rest in peace to my man Dick Gregory, why he said these words.
You keep talking, man, and you shut the fuck up. Huh? 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 Huh?
You know
He
what,
was
JT?
irritated. He hated talking to young, stupid, smart people. He had an interview, and it came from this. And I'm going to end it with this because that's my whole thing was the journey. But he was talking to a guy that was interviewing him. And the guy was doing more talking than allowing him to talk. And he got irritated because he's like, you keep talking. You need to listen to what I'm telling you. But you keep talking. Can't you learn to shut the fuck up? And I'm starting to, and I know that this is just, again, it's part of the journey. But because we gotta reach our young folks. But I'm telling you, you gotta have some patience. They're gonna teach you patience. I hate it with a passion, but I'm telling you, it has to be done. We have to be able to humble these stupid little smart ass kids, adults. I love them when they were 16. I can get 16-year-olds, they try to be rebellious, but they can't, they still got a little bit of respect for it, right? But once they turn 25 and 26, they think they know life. And they'll say something along the lines of this: I've seen it all. I'm a unicorn. They talk like God chose them to be the one that with all the wisdom and stuff. So it's crazy when we talk about this, but man, that journey is something, bro. And wisdom is how you get. The journey is how you get wisdom.
JT, I'm gonna point to a statement that somebody said. And I'm gonna go ahead and get this out the way, because I think women they need a little perspective on where I'm coming from. Salah said men make better men, not women. Let me explain something to you, darling. And any other women who thinks this, it's not my job to make your man better. In case you didn't hear me before.
Did you hear what I said?
It is not my job to make your man better. It's my job to make my son better. It's my job to make my daughter better. If you want better men, you want better daughters, you select better men and you work from them. My thing is this: what do I get for building your man up? What does any man get from building your man up? Absolutely nothing. There's songs that speaks to this. You have to earn your man while you learn your man. That's your job. Even the Bible tells men to take your woman and remove every spot, wrinkle, and blemish off of them and present her to yourself. It's my job to take care of my wife and my kids. You understand what I'm saying? And for other women to think that it's other men's job to build other men, that's entitlement. It really is entitlement. What are you willing to put into the building of your family? What are you willing to do to support your family and your roles and your husband's vision? And I think that speaks to probably what happened with this lady in this video we just watched. She sit up here and took somebody else's man that could have been somewhere else building up his real family and having his own rules and his own things. You see what I'm saying? And then turn around to give him away and say it ran its course. That's disingenuous. So I'm telling any man that is listening to the sound of my voice, you don't fix another man. He fixes himself with the help of God. That's who you submit to. If you can't submit to God, you don't need to be a head of nobody's household. And I'm gonna say it so you can hear me one more time. Hear what I said. It's not my job to fix your man. It's not any man's job to fix your man. It's not any man's job to fix your broken family. Now, if he does do that, then you should be subjected to his rules and his vision, because he's the one that's in charge. And it shouldn't be one of those situations where I feel like, no. Your feelings got you where you are. Did you hear what I said? That's all I'm gonna say about that. But my thing is this, ladies, it's not men's job to fix another man for you to enjoy. It's not. And it's not fair for that man to do that. He could be busy raising his own family. That's all I'm saying. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Grace, it's on you, darling. We're gonna wrap this thing
Before
up.
you give it to Grace, can you put her comment back up there?
Sure.
Because I read it just a little different than you do, because I agree with what you said about if the expectation that she has is that men should sharpen other men so women could have a better life. First of all, it wouldn't work.
Thank you.
Because we have a whole bunch of sharp men out there that are being rejected all over the place.
Correct.
You know, because listen, women don't listen to men, period. You know, even the best women have trouble really listening to men if they put it in the backdrop of whether they're going to choose the sister code or the man code.
Right.
So I'm just saying, so I don't know what the spirit she said it in, but I'm thinking her other her comments after that might give me a little bit more context. To be nice.
Hold on, let me put some more up here. You know, Ms.
No,
Larson, I agree with our pain.
No, I'm with you now because I saw some more stuff.
Yeah.
What I'm just saying is, you know, women have to be willing to go into the breach and elevate women. That's how I think.
Correct.
You know, don't stop asking us to elevate ourselves. There's more and more men elevating themselves. That's why there's so much turmoil in the space, because we're not taking the same old bullshit that we used to before, right? And one of my metrics is this election coming up, the thing that will make me the proudest and the most happy is that if less than 50% of black men vote for that fucking guy in the White House. You know, that's what will make me the most happy, because that would tell me that we're starting to set ourselves free from the bindings of victimization and rainbow coalition and transitioning babies into transgenders and all of the bullshit that's on the liberal side. You know, we need to be more conservative. Listen, I don't want to go down there. All I'm just trying to say, I need to see some sea change in men. And it has nothing to do with women. It has to do with whether we want to stand up, hold out dicks, and move forward as men and see who follows. That's what I want to say. I mean, my wife, you know, I'm already married. I really get mad when people say, well, you don't have a dog in the fight. I have 2 daughters. And when I hear all this shit about women, my daughters ain't in there. Any fucking guys who would marry my daughters will be blessed. Blessed. That's what I'm thinking. You know, So, all this debauchery and all that kind of shit, but they got to go out in this diaspora and battle all the bullshit that's going on out there. And if I can help them have an easier way to look at it, that's why I'm still involved. I don't know all the stuff, but I know about the nature of people, right? And if I can help them navigate some of that, then that's all I can offer them. All I'm just trying to say is this gender thing. I'm gonna land it here. This gender thing we have, it's tough. I think men can sharpen men in certain ways, but we don't do it so they can be better for women. We do it so they could just be better men. And
Absolutely.
women, you need to have the same kind of mindset. Stop telling these young girls to have a free life, because all that means is suck a lot of dick. That's all that means to them.
You hear what I said?
That's another clip. That's another clip.
That's all it means. It don't mean, Trav, I'm gonna leave it there, but that's all it means. That's how they take it. That's how they take it. We need to have older women stop telling them that bullshit. You find a good guy, what's that guy? Marcus Houston. He married that 20-year-old. He's getting his shit. She's got 3 kids now, and she was 21 when they got married. How many dicks did he save her from? How much trauma did he save her from? And how much? You think Dre is doing that for that 21-year-old guy? She's looking at a retirement plan. It ain't the same shit. He married that woman. She's married under God. I don't give a shit about the age gap. They got 3 kids. They're being raised in a household with money. I bet you he's paying all the bills. And when he dies 20 years before she does, she's going to have all of that money, because he probably got it set up where she don't have to worry about shit. You think Dre is doing that for the 21-year-old guy she fucking knocked up? No. She's going to wait 5 years and have another baby so she can get his child support into the 65s. She's a predator. So it ain't the same. We're not the same. There's no way that 38, 40-year-old coochie should be letting that 20, even though he's at fault because he's a grown man, but he had no chance against that. None. He had no chance. She
that cougar. That cougar biting.
She threw some shit on him. He said, "You know what?
Did she marry? Did she marry? Did they marry? Did he marry her? Why did I say did she marry him?
No.
Of course not.
She ain't gonna marry him. They're gonna break up in a couple of years.
She said she's a free spirit.
Right. That you do have a good point. You do have a good point with that, Arpain, when it comes down to marriage and just out here fucking. For instance, even when you have Blueface, right? I don't know if y'all know who the rapper Blueface is. And the girl, whatever I know Rock is her last name or some shit.
Christian.
Yeah. And he didn't marry her, but she got a baby by him. She also tattooed his face on her face. And then they're gone. Now she's reduced down to what she always been, a baby mama, and he's a baby daddy. And they got a bunch of fucking drama. And then you have him with another woman. Right. And the only thing he gave her was hard dick and bubble gum and drama. So yeah, I think the intent is a lot better. I think people need to look more into the intent than what they think is a bad thing. Because I never thought it was a wrong thing for Marcus Houston to date someone that was young, because she ain't a baby. Because I have a different way. Now, if the young me, I probably would have thought so. But when you put it in a perspective, how you put it, she's a wife and a mother together.
Right.
She's a what? She's 22 now, 23?
22, 23. With
So,
3 children.
yes.
And
how many dicks did he save her from on some real shit though? That
a myriad of trauma, a myriad of baseless energy, and she will be on internet just like the rest of these chicks talking about how fucked up her life is at 30. That's not going to happen to her.
And right, even I don't know if this is the truth, but the way it looks to me is that even with him, he's settled, right? He's not out here trying to do new shit. Everything he's based off of is the stuff he already created. So he's just, it's kind of like he's in a coasting type of thing now as a man. So now he's a father and a husband. At the end of the day, who has anything to say about that? They have a covenant, right?
Right.
But that's where the only problem I would have is when people do it with bad intentions.
Right.
5, 6 marriages later type shit. 5, 6 children by 5 different women and men later. The intention.
Well, JT, let me tell you this. You know what burned out the woman community? Because he said why he wouldn't marry an older woman. He said why. He didn't just leave it hanging. He put a detailed explanation why he couldn't marry somebody his own age. Right? And he, we don't have to go into that. But the real point is, I don't want to make him into an angel, not because he married her.
Right.
But the fact is that I don't see how anybody can argue the fact that they're married.
Yeah.
Drea has
They
no
don't respect
intention.
marriage, man. That's the problem, our pain.
Drea has no intention of marrying that young guy. And he don't have no intention of marrying her. I hope he doesn't. But all I know is we're 3 men here. You're 2 women. You won't have to agree. We know that a 21-year-old man has no chance emotionally against a 38, 39-year-old piece of box. It ain't even close.
If she want to destroy his, it's like the chances, the probability of him even coming out unscathed is low. Now he
Her
can hit the
son is
lottery
his
now.
same age. She got a son his same age.
Yeah, he can hit the. Mostly, the thing is that what women will look at men as competent. This is the thing. I had no problem with the lady that we watched when she said, "Hey, I don't want to be with a man that got small kids." I didn't take offense to that. Of course, all her kids are gone. So she has a different part of her life. So I never had a problem with that at all.
That wasn't
Even
the
when a
word
woman
you
sit back
said.
and say, I will want a man that is in where he is competent in life, right? At 22 years old, the chances of you being competent in life is very, very slim for that to happen. So if it's a woman that's 22 years old and she actually know what she's doing, she may not pick that 22-year-old man because she do have options. Right? You can grow up with the guy that you in love with, or you can look for guys for a different reason. It's about the intent though. It's the intent. If you out here like a lot of these girls, they'd be 25 years old and they would call a 31-year-old an old man. Like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? You're not even looking at how competent he is. You're not looking at what he's already accomplished and what he can do to build a family for you. Because most men look at their woman, I know when we're young, we will look at that woman that we are what we call in love with as our child's mother. We'll look at her like, damn. When you 20-something years old and you talking about marriage, that's what you're looking at. Not just her being a wife, but her also being your child's. You are imagining like it's an ideology that we have as men, building a family with her. How my kids are going to actually look. She's a woman of, all kind of prestige. She out here, she's beautiful looking. She's nice, all these things. Oh, hell yeah. I want her to, you know what I'm saying? I want her to take and make a replica of me and her. Let's have sex so we can make some more of us. That's the going half on the baby thing is, not money and all that shit. If I got daughters, I want my daughters to look like this beautiful woman I have right here. I want them to have her qualities. You know what I'm saying? I don't want them to look too much like me, but I mean, I ain't bad on eyes. Don't trip.
But you know what, JT, we got to move past bills and beauty, man. It just seems like that's all we're about these days, getting the bills paid and being beautiful.
But
instead of getting back to
that
doing.
Don't make any sense.
It really don't.
Both of those together, it makes no sense. When you talk about beauty is just not the aesthetics. Beauty is all kind of shit. It's how she look. Think about this. You ever been infatuated with a woman that you just met and you only seen her one time, but you can't wait to see her again? It's hard to even see how you can't envision how she actually looked. You done forgot how she fucking looked. What you're trying to do is get that connection that you had with her again. not because she looked good. You knew she looked good, but it's very hard to envision her. Like you be like, damn, I don't forgot how you fucking look. But all I know is I want to be back around your ass again.
It's
It's what they
probably
call
because the way she
aura.
treated you, man.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
you will
because how she
forget
treated
how
you.
she looked because you only seen her one time, but you ain't forgot how it made you feel when you was around her and having that conversation with her, that connection that you had. You want some more of that shit? Let me call her ass up. A lot of people can't see
We
it
want
that
to
way
let the
no more.
ladies say their little piece so they can get
Yeah,
on
so
it.
we can go ahead and wrap this up.
Come on, Grace. I know you've been waiting.
At the end of the day, it kills me when I hear women say men ain't shit. There's no good men out here. My rebuttal to them is who's raising these men? You choose to become a single mother. You choose not to have the men in the house. You choose not to help the man help you raise a leader. So this is the aftermath. You can't create a problem and then complain about it. Either you're going to be part of the solution or part of the problem. And we are up here talking about this and trying to bring solutions and trying to bring examples. But you, like he said, not everybody's going to be fit for this journey. You can only help those that want to help themselves. I'm a boy mom all the way. I'm a woman at the end of the day, but I have a son. And I'll be damned if he brings home a hyena, because I'm the one that's going to have to deal with her and the grandbabies. And I will vet her. And he will ask me questions. His father will talk to him. But he's young. I tell him, go be like Baskin Robbins. Try all the flavors. Have fun. You're 18 now. Of 18 to 28, your job is to lay your foundation for yourself and then to bring in a wife and a child. But we don't teach that to our kids. We teach them how to twerk, how to be sneakerheads, how to buy bundles, how to do stupid shit. My son's been working since he was 14. First one out the crew to get his driver's license. First one out the crew to have a car. He's gonna have 850 credit because I've been putting him on my credit cards as an authorized user since he was 15. I mean, this shit started from the day I found out I was pregnant. It doesn't start when they're 16 or 14. You got to start raising your child from day one. But we're not doing that. We're having babies having babies. We're just having babies for a paycheck, and it's destroying our community. We're not have the family unit. And what's going to happen when we do need the family unit? Nobody's going to be there. And as far as for that comment about men should make men better for women, no. Us women are the ones that help men to reach their goals and to inspire them and encourage them. Men iron each other's sharpen each other's iron for each other and for men to become better leaders for us, but not for the women. And that's kind of warped thinking. And again, that's modern women day thinking, and it's okay. Some of us will make it and some of us won't. Guys, awesome conversation, good rebuttals, good different perspectives. I love it. Thank you for having me again. And I'll see you guys next Tuesday. I digress. My mic is muted.
All right.
Appreciate it, Grace. Let's go, Anissa.
Embrace,
I know you've been waiting.
embrace.
Anissa, you had the sound bite of the evening, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and handle your business.
Just really quick, just want to say something to the young ladies out there. Preserve yourselves, protect your virtue. Don't put yourself in a position where you need to be redeemed. Being a baby mama is not cute. I don't care what anybody tells you. I don't care what your friends are doing. I don't care what your cousins are doing. That is not the best situation for you. The best thing you can do is to protect your virtue. Men value your virtue and your womanhood. That's what men want. The more you give yourself away, the more children you have out of wedlock, your value goes down. It's just the way that it is. The best situation for you is to be under the covering, and you be under the covering, and your children be under the covering of your husband. That is the best situation for you. We've gotten so far away from that, but it's not the best thing for women. It's not the best thing for our children, and we are seeing that every single day. So that's what I would say to the young women. To the older women that like the lady in the video that may need to be redeemed, you got to put the work in. You got to be realistic, but you got to put the work in. You got to make yourself a good woman. You got to make yourself the woman that a man might be able to overlook some of those things and say, you know, she might have children, but she's feminine, she's soft, she's nurturing, she's a good homemaker, she takes good care of me. I can work with her, I can build with her, I can have a good life with her. And if you have children, get those kids in line. And no man wants to come in with a bunch of badass kids. Make sure you raise your kids right. Make sure you put values in them. Make sure that they are respectful to all adults. And maybe you'll have a chance. You might not get that dream guy. You probably won't get that dream guy, but you can probably find someone that would be willing to accept you and your children and build a life with you. And that's it. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you,
Hold
Anissa.
on.
Appreciate it.
Anissa, you forgot to
Let me just
say
roll out. I just want to
that
say
they also can have tight walls.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I hope they put that one. You need to get put up on the front stage like I did all the time. But anyway, listen, let me tell you, Sister Sheila out there, I got a little a different interpretation of what you put out, but still, I don't disagree with what Lit said. If you ever get a chance, come on up on the panel and say your piece, you know, so we can hear your perspective, and so you can give us the perspective of where you're coming from. We need more women to be to come up here and say whatever they need to say on this thing. It's a safe space, honestly. You know, listen, I'll just land it here. I just think that first of all, the gender war is stupid, and we're all being used, right? If I point the fingers at the women, I mean, I can come up with a big case that because I see what it does. But when a woman gets pregnant out of wedlock, I'm talking individually. Sometimes it's hard to understand this. When an individual woman gets pregnant out of wedlock, the burden she puts on society is an individual thing. The state, her mother, her grandmother, in her family. But when a man impregnates 20, 30 women, right? The footprint that he leaves behind is huge. He destroys communities. You know, we can't run away from that. Let me tell you, a guy who has 48 kids can't pay no child support. We're paying that shit as taxpayers. And not only is that messed up, if there's 20 women, and I hate this, I know because everybody wants to be on the man code. If there's 20 women that have those 48 kids, that's 20 families that's being impacted. That's 20 women who may never get the best man of their choice because of one freaking guy. You know, we need to look at it, and that's millions of dollars to the taxpayers. You know why? Because even ghetto money is at least 120 grand to get a guy from 0 to 18. Right? So you just do the math. You know, so the women have their fault is they need to be virtuous and keep their legs closed. And stop acting like you some spoiled kids don't understand how to say no. See, in my day, women used to walk around with fucking shirts on saying no. No.
Yeah.
Don't even ask. You ain't getting no pussy. No. You know, they had shirts on saying no.
Yeah.
You know, now today, women have shirts on saying yes. That's my empowerment. That's programming. You know, so all I'm just trying to say is I'm trying to get away from, if you look at some of my last 4 or 5 things here on BMU Network, I try. I don't necessarily succeed, but I try to say, let's have a conversation to where the solution is that we think a little bit differently, you know, and see if we could come with some conclusions on how we can get back together. Because the one thing I think I have, and I'm going to land on this thing, the relationship with my wife is the things that people call turbulence now It's shit is just normal conversation between me and her. You know, I mean, it's just, hey, you know, we've had kids, we had to move, we had all kinds of stuff. She had a job in the 80s. She was making like 40 grand a year in the 80s.
That's a lot. That's equivalent to 100,000 now.
Yeah, she was making I told her to quit her job because her boss was making her life miserable and she was coming home haggard. And I said, that shit ain't good for me, and it's not good for the kids. You gotta quit. You know, she was looking at me a little crazy and shit. I said, listen, trust me. I'll make sure that we okay. Just quit that fucking job because I need you to be straight when you get home. And she did. She trusted. And you
That's a
know,
hell
and
of
her
a
life
deal.
is,
Shit.
huh?
That's a hell of a deal. That's
Yeah. So
you
you
marry
know,
your
all
husband
I'm
say,
trying
no,
to say,
you need to quit. You
huh? But
I
all
said
I'm
that.
just trying to say is, I'm not. You know, here's my dilemma, and I know I'm rambling. My dilemma is I don't feel like I'm a special fucking cat. I don't. When I measure myself against my peers, in the day I was back there, no, I wasn't the dude that people were following. I just played basketball and kept my head down. You know, I mean, so you know, the women in my family didn't tell me how I thought. So that's why I'm saying there's hope for every man out here. Is if you want some shit, you want a woman even in 2024, stop bullshitting because read some books because women's nature is only being manipulated by the internet and shit. Underneath all that shit, there's still women. There's still fucking women. So you got to go to 100 to find 101. If you really want to go get married, go through 101. I don't have no sympathy for you. Anyway, so I'll end it there. It was a good show. You know what? I thought this conversation, Clarence made it good because he threw that shit out there, and we weren't gonna let him get away with it. You know what I'm saying? You know. But anyhow, I hope he comes back.
No, Clarence will be back, man. Brother Clarence is cool. He's a great, me and him, I think the first time we met each other, man, we had got into it.
Yeah,
a couple of times after that.
And the other brother too. That was good because he
yeah.
And so hey, of course, Grace, you know, we always want Grace.
Absolutely.
My whole thing is that we need to start making marriage great again, man. You know, and stop trying to do the shortcuts, because as you can see, the shortcuts is what we have to justify all our BS, man. You know, it's like when you said earlier, our pain, where these guys lay down, these 10 guys that made 48 babies. I mean, ladies, you knew that man wasn't your husband when you laid down. Come on, you know he didn't walk you down no aisle. Why are we playing these games, man? You know, and the problem is we don't have the courage enough to say stuff like that because we're too busy worried about people's feelings.
That's right.
You know what I mean? We're worried about people's feelings. You know what you did. You grown. Stop. I mean, come on, man. What are we doing? You know, at the end of the day, man, we can't cheat the system. You know, it's in place for a reason. It's there for our safety and it's there for our goodness. You see what I'm saying? But my thing is this: we have to value it. And the problem is we don't value it anymore. So what we want to do is we want to get back to building families, even though it may seem like it may be hard, but for the long run, it makes sense. It really does, because that's how you build a stable village, you know, for your children. And then they can have a stable village for their friends and their children and so forth. But my thing is this has been a fantastic show. JT, did you want to add anything before we get up out of here, man? I want to leave you hanging,
I just
brother.
want to thank all the people that's on the panel, that came on the panel tonight, and the people that's in the chat that came and patronized the Black Man Unfiltered, and they were on your channel also, right, Loss?
Yeah.
Okay, and all the people that's over in Facebook land and Twitch land, if you guys can, man, come on over here. The water is fine over here on YouTube. Please believe it. Please.
And another thing too, JT, I want to make sure that we open up the doors of the church, man, because I think a lot of times when people type stuff in the chat, it can be lost in translation, as they say, because sometimes, you know, you only have so much space. You know what I mean? You got so much space you can say, but I need to hear your voice. I need to see your face. You know what I'm saying? So we can make sure that we on the same page. You know what I mean? And we don't lose anything in translation. So with that being said, JT, did you want to add anything else before we get up
let
out
me
of here?
add.
Let me just say one thing too, real quick. Hey, listen, there's some of the ladies who want to, go to Grace's page, subscribe, go to mine too, because I got a series called Let the Women Tell It. I think that got a lot of information for a lot of women too. So of course I would love extra subscribers, but so that's my gratuitous, plug.
When is your show, Mr. Payne?
Well, my biggest live show is here on BMU Network on Mondays, right? And I have a sports show on Wednesdays, but that's a sports show. I don't promote all that because I don't say it a lot. But my channel is growing pretty nice. I got like almost 450 subscribers from when I started. But,
hey, you on your
but,
way?
but my live feed is here on BMU Network as being part of this network, and that's just fine with me as Mr. Boomer. But that's Monday at 7. And I come up with some things that try to be a little bit different. But on Wednesday on my channel, besides all the videos I put out, is I have a sports show that's live. And a couple of guys come up and we kick it back and forth, and I have a couple of things for an hour, hour and a half. And then I have a lot of videos.
I just don't get off till 9 on Monday nights. I would love to come to your show.
Cool. Oh, we sometimes we pass 9 o'clock. So. But anyway, don't worry about it. So you know what? Things will work out one way or the other. But I have good time over here on BMU's network on that Monday show. So that tells me I don't necessarily have to worry about doing that on my channel. I just simulcast it over there.
Grace,
but
if you ain't learned
I'd
it
rather
yet,
be
we
with
are
you guys kicking it, man. I'll be over there talking to the damn screen. Over here, at least I got 1 or 2 people I could talk to. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's it.
And in case you didn't know, Grace, we long-winded over here. Shit, we
get real Baptist.
I know that. You see, I don't do any more overtime on Tuesday nights because it just doesn't pay.
For a minute until somebody says something, they be like, "Bring it down here."
Hey guys, don't forget to say a prayer. Beautiful animated has something going on in her family, and she asked you, JT, to say a prayer at the end of the show. So I just want to remind you of that.
Oh, absolutely. Our sister, we definitely gonna say a prayer for my girl.
I didn't forget about you, Ma. I didn't forget about you.
I'm glad because I did miss the charges to the head, not to the heart. But let's give a big prayer for Beautiful Animated and her family. Oh my God, that's a tragedy, man. I hope you guys, man, my condolences to you, sis, most definitely. And we pray that you guys get through this with abundance of healing, most definitely.
Amen.
Tomorrow, I will not be doing a show. So I'm going to do it next week, guys. So, tomorrow will not be a show. I think I'm going to put a post up. And but for the folks that's here, that's going to be looking for it, I won't be doing the show tomorrow. I'll be doing it next week, next Wednesday. Most definitely. And that's it, man.
You know, and on that note, we're gonna leave up out of here on Sweet Brother Rance, and we're gonna walk up out of here on some church music. So, Sweet Brother Rance, could you bless us, sir, with the outro? Good night, everyone.
Subscribe now.